quick content note here before we begin this episode of What Am I Rolling? This episode's one-shot, Babes in the Wood, is a game about confronting fears, establishing and strengthening friendships, and helping out those in need. It's a game about exploring the fun and whimsy and creativity of youth in a strange land that fluctuates between charming, comical, and scary. The game often goes between extremes of comedy, charm, fright, and vulnerability. Interpersonal relationships and subjective morality are the main focuses of this game, whilst manipulation and coercion from outside forces is a possible touchstone. And elements of suspense and horror are important, but not ever present. So, if you're not in the right headspace just now, please feel free to stop listening and come back if or when you're ready. Thanks again, and stay safe, my friends. Hello, and welcome to What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This week, I'm joined by my friends Ellie, Alex, Strat and Matt for Babes in the Wood 2nd Edition, a tabletop role-playing game of kids and critters lost in an endless wood on Halloween night. Designed and published by Adam Vass, Babes in the Wood is inspired by media such as Over the Garden Wall, Wizard of Oz, Adventure Time, and more kid-friendly media that brings more surreal and eerie when viewed through adult eyes. In this game, players take on the roles of kids, critters, and toys wandering a dark, mysterious, and ever-eternal forest. Along the way, they encounter peculiar people, welcoming witches, crafty creatures, and more denizens of the wood. Players then help those in need of creative and obscure ways befitting the logic of children, simultaneously exploring and confronting their own feelings and fears. All the while, an evil presence stalks from the shadows of the wood, a fiend who manipulates the area and its inhabitants according to its dark whims. You can find out more information about Babes in the Wood 2nd Edition and grab your own copy on the World Champ Game Co. website. I'll add links to it on the What Am I Rolling website and in this episode's show notes. So here's how to play Babes in the Wood 2nd Edition. Babes in the Wood primarily uses the Powered by the Apocalypse game engine. And what that means is that on the whole, the game is played through conversation. The narrator describes the setting and situations surrounding the player's characters, and then the players describe how their characters react and interact with those elements. This conversation continues until a player triggers a move. A move's trigger will tell a player to do a particular thing in order to determine what happens next. This usually entails rolling 2 six-sided dice, or 2d6. Add together those values with one of the player's stats, so Steve, Noodle, or Mush, and then compare the overall result to the success-failure options shown for that move. 10 plus results are successes and mean that the player accomplished what they intended to do. There are often additional rewards for succeeding in this way listed in the move's text as well. 7 to 9 results are complicated and usually ask the player to make a hard decision between options, where they take 2 steps forward but maybe 1 step back. These are often called partial successes, and they are the most common result in Babes in the Wood. And 6 or less results are misses, and mean that the attempted action has an unintended and occasionally dire consequence. The move's text will guide both the player and the narrator in describing the fallout of the attempt. Often, the player will be given a consolation prize for a miss, such as XP, but other times they may receive harm instead of a boon, or in addition to. There's a little bit more to the rules than that. There's stuff about hope, fear, wishes, and XP, but I explain all these in the session as they come up, as well as going through the character creation at the top of the series. You'll also note that we are down a player for the first part of the two-shot, Sadly, last-minute scheduling got in the way, but Matt was able to join us for the second part, and we all thought, heck, let's see how we can introduce a character midway through the story. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to the rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. And what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. So, with all that out of the way, let's play Babes in the Wood. So team, have anyone had any thoughts about what kind of playbooks they'd like to play for this thing? Oh, Alex is nodding their head. Go on, Alex, what one are you thinking?
Immediately Critter
Oh, yes.
sprung to mind, mainly because the phrasing of the word critter, I was like, that's brilliant. A great film. And then on top of that, I just quite like the idea of playing a woodland animal or just an animal in general.
Mm-hmm, yes, you are an animal, but something about you is special. Successfully able to blend into the wood scenery as needed. Critters are highly intelligent at the expense of emotional and physical strength. Feels a bit like the Zabers one that we did as well, Alex, when you were Parish as well.
Oh yes, I was a frog.
Yeah. Cool. All right. What about anyone else? Is there a playbook that people are interested in playing for today?
I was quite drawn to Little Kid.
You're excited to explore, to interact with the world around you, and to meet its inhabitants. Everything is fun, and everyone is your friend. Little kids are often rambunctious, a great word, and tend to be more concerned with the immediate action as opposed to potential repercussions. You have more skill in emotional tasks, but less in physical prowess. Yeah, nice one. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is good because I have a different one that I was interested in, and that is a toy.
Of course it was. Of course it was. I knew it. I knew it.
I kept looking at other ones, Alex. Like, oh, I could be a big kid. Who am I kidding? Toy.
Again, very much like Amelia from your Zaber's Bed and Breakfast. You're still trying to understand what is happening around you. Your body moves in mysterious ways as you traverse the forest. You were a toy and an inanimate object, but have found animation in the wood. Toys are extremely loyal and caring towards their children counterparts, often to the detriment of their own well-being. Amazing. Yeah, I like that. I like 3 different playbooks as well. Again, it doesn't say anything in this game about having multiple playbooks of the same one as well, but it's nice that we've got, for our little team of 3 today, we've got 3 different ones as well. Your basic sort of 3 stats are Steam, which is to do with physical actions, running, climbing, lifting, slamming, etc. Noodle, which is mental actions, so planning, counting, evaluating, etc. And then Mush, which again is a great word, for social actions, so convincing, listening, etc. We've all powered by the Apocalypse games. We've got some basic moves. And basically, whenever you do something, a lot of the time this was just going to be a conversation. But at any time, if you trigger one of your moves, we just again roll the 2d6 plus a stat of some sort, and then we go through this result. 10 or more usually is a success, 7 to 9 is a mixed success, and 6 or less is a failure of some sort, and usually it's detailed in the move itself. I think on your individual character sheets, it should say which of the stats you can increase or where to start with in that. And I think you pick a special move as well from your character sheet.
Ooh.
The Steam Noodle Mush, what was their default again?
It should say on your character sheet, I believe. Let me double check.
Yeah, so in the title.
Yeah, it's right at the top in the title, isn't it? Yeah, like very small.
So mine, where it says Little Kid at the top, mine says +1 Mush and -1 Steam.
Yeah, I was just wondering what we're plussing and minusing from.
It will probably be 0 off the top. I will double check.
Because I have +1 Mush, -1 any. But I didn't know if that took you down to a -1 or a 0 or...
Yeah, I wasn't totally sure when I read the full almanac.
Yeah.
It said stats are from -1 to +3.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find where it says how you choose your first ones.
I think everything starts at 0. And then I think because that's usually the case. I appreciate, the character sheets, they're not great in terms of telling you what to do. It's very tiny in places. They look very pretty, don't get me wrong.
They do.
But,
very gorgeous, yeah.
Because critters get +1 noodle, but then no special item. So
yeah.
So do we assume we take the stats that are described and then the third stat that doesn't have a number is a 0?
Correct. I believe so.
Got it.
Yeah,
So I should have 2 zeros and 1 plus 1.
I believe so for critter. Yeah.
Cool.
One thing to note as well, many times when you gain XP, you can spend it straight away. You don't have to wait till the end of the session or anything like that. So it's one of those, and changes happen then and there. You can have up to 7 XP, like holding onto it, banking it. You can spend 2 to reroll all dice, 3 to get a wish, which we'll go on to in a second, 4 to unlock a special move, and then 6 is to add +1 to a stat of your choice. Stats are maximum +3 as well. So that's just something if you like, oh wait, I've failed quite a bit, but I've got enough now to like plus a spat, you could just do that now. And I'd say as well, just like, oh, I want to spend XP. Feel free to interrupt the narrative at any point. You don't have to wait to a certain point.
There doesn't need to be like, there's no turn taking as such, so it's not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as much as we can do on Zoom, I appreciate it's like always going to interrupt each other and stuff. But I just thought that was interesting because a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse games, they usually wait to the end of the session, which there will be end of session questions as well, to spend XP. Here it's just like, do it now, because it's very media res. There is on the document, I think, let me just find, I think there's some random tables for rolling stuff as well. Harm, we'll come to items. Here we go. So yes, so to randomly choose your look, is for folks who aren't critters. You can roll 2d6, which will assign one result to a tens unit and the other to a digit unit to make a 2-digit number. The critters get something else. So we can roll for that. But if you know what you look like, etc., that's absolutely fine as well. There's no pressure. And I've got tables for hopes and fears as well, if you need that as well. Again, it's just, I always find them helpful in that sort of sense.
Does that go for critters as well?
So critters have their own table. It tells you like what you are, essentially. And it can go anywhere from songbird to pelican, bear, otter, chipmunk. I can just see here. But it's a 2d6, and we add it together, and I can give that as a suggestion for you. But if you know who you are, that's absolutely fine.
I've got an idea of what I'd like to be,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna run that past you.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I do that now?
Yeah, I'd go now. Yeah.
Can I be an orangutan?
Yes.
I was really convinced that you'd be a fox because you love foxes.
I do, but I also really like orangutans.
Yeah, orangutans, absolutely. Yep.
I love that we've brought orangutan into the domain of what can be described as critter as well.
Yes,
we're pushing the limits of critters.
It's not like an adult orangutan. We're talking like a younger orangutan.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that really doesn't fit with the whole not being particularly strong aspect.
I love that.
I just have a mental image of the scene in the Disney Cinderella film where all of the critters come and help her clean, and then there's just a fully grown adult orangutan.
Big face plates, just sat there being like, oh, I'm doing the dishes, am I? Opposable thumbs, is it? Of course. No, I'll get on to it.
No, I'll use my feet for this. Yeah, washing up with the feet. Yeah. I think that's amazing. Yes, orangutan it is. Absolutely. Done. Confirmed. Anyone else wants to talk about what they look like or anything like that?
So I know what toy I want to be.
Yeah, go for it.
Which kind of tells you what I look like.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a train.
This is so stupid.
Choo, motherfuckers.
I'm going to be a train. So with a face on the front, a bit Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
And a load of carriages behind me.
How big are you?
How long are you?
True. Good question.
I don't know. You could a small child could pick like the engine part of me up with like 2 hands, I suppose.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
They'd hug you and carry you around with 2 hands, and maybe I don't know 5 carriages off the dangling off the back.
For anyone who's never played any games with Strat before, this smells suspiciously like I'm trying to get more than I'm actually allowed. Like, can I be a train? Can I be an entire model city, please, with loads of different buildings and working parts and vehicles inside it, please?
Yeah.
Can there be people in the carriages that hold things?
The classic toy. Well, funny you should say that. about the carriages.
Yeah.
Because the special, I'm jumping ahead a bit, but part of the reason I wanted this is my special move, one I have, is come apart at the seams, where you can detach part of your toy. So my carriages at the back are the things that come on, and you get, and my best friend, the child that is not in our party, I think would have put useful things in that, and that those are going to be the tools that I have to offer with that special move.
I like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I get smaller as I've become more useful.
As long as your voice gets smaller as you do it, that's. What about you, Ellie?
So I'm a small child.
Yes.
And I am dressed as a hot dog.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Because I'm wearing my Halloween costume.
Of course.
Yes, Alex?
Point of order. Point of order.
Point of
Does
order?
the costume have mustard and ketchup, or
Yes.
just ketchup on it?
No, mustard and ketchup. It's
Mustard and ketchup.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
It's an American style hot dog.
I love it.
If at no point during this game you say, we're all looking for the person responsible for this, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yes.
Do you not know the meme?
No.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. There's a meme you can look up.
Yeah, there's a comedy show. There's a comedy show called I Think You Should Leave.
Oh,
and one of the sketches in that is a guy in a hot dog costume. Just search it out. It's priceless. Genuinely very, very funny.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that won't be featuring because I don't understand. But yes, I'm dressed in a hot dog costume, and my little face that's like poking out of the hole in the costume.
Cute.
It appears cute. Cute is my descriptor.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think I'm like 5 years old.
That's adorable.
Any hair coming through over the face, or is it just all face?
Just all face, like a little egg.
Amazing. So what I'd say, actually, so this is a suggestion. So in the costumes bit, it also says like give you a special item. Now, again, I'm very happy for you guys to pick special items. Unfortunately, critters do not have special items because you don't have pockets. I think that is the main reason why. But I will say for one of the costumes is hamburger, which I know is very close to hot dog. But the special item is condiments. So you're more than welcome to have that if you'd like. But equally, I'm very happy for you if you want to roll or if you want to suggest a special item. These items are stuff like, ribbons, a laser pointer, keys, a crown, all that sort of. It's something that is like your special signature item, but it doesn't. It's not necessarily like a lockpick or that sort of thing. So
yeah,
and so that'll go for you, both Ellie and Strat as well.
I was wondering about something that's in keeping, but also slightly incongruous that you often get with Halloween costumes like this, which is that I would be carrying maybe like barbecue tongs or like a spatula or something. So it's like, why would a hot dog be carrying a small, like essentially a tiny version of that? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I think barbecue tongs is what I've got.
Go for that. Absolutely, I love that. How put together would you say is this hot dog costume? Is it very much parents have just wrapped you in this ready, or is it like a proper pristine, well-made one?
I think it's like one that they've panic bought off of Amazon the day before. It's like that cheap, like sort of rubbery material, probably a little bit squeaky. But it was pristine when I put it on. Yeah. And I've just got the barbecue tongs sort of like tucked into a sort of belt loop type situation. Is
it one of those, if it's Amazon based, like either it's too small or it's too big? And I just imagine the arms being out off the sides a little bit. So you've just got these tongs and you're just like waddling.
Yes, waddling.
Waddling.
It's a sort of full nappy style waddle, I think.
Incredible.
It's just slightly too big.
It also makes me think that the rest of the family is also wearing similar like food stuffs if it's all together. I only wonder what your parents are wearing.
Maybe one's a milkshake.
Oh yeah, box of fries or something like that.
Yeah.
Amazing. What about you, Strat? Any ideas for special items?
I was going to roll for it. I'm just looking at the character table. It's his I don't get a costume, presumably.
You can if you'd like, but I guess not. If you've already described what you are, it's fine. I'm just thinking just special item for you that you will be one of your carriages.
Alex shaking his head. Why can't a train dress up, Alex?
I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying it's very, very on brand for you to be like, how much can I get?
Right, I will do this. So that's going to be 42.
42.
So costume is royalty, and the special item is crown.
Crown. I love the idea that you've got a crown.
Yeah, gonna wear that crown.
What sort of crown?
Oh, like a really garish one, like full of plastic,
like rhinestones.
Rhinestones and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just around. I was going to say spout. That's a teapot.
Chimney.
Chimney. Stack. Thank you, stack. Yeah.
Amazing.
Around the stack.
Great. I love that. All right, let's do some hopes and fears. So there's another table on page 13. And same thing, if you roll 2d6, one will do the columns and then one will do the rows. So if you want to look at that, that's fine. Again, it's just to help you make stuff. But otherwise, if you've got something, please feel free to say it out loud and we can be like, yes, no, etc.
So my hope, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, always protect your friends.
Or I feel like this could easily be very much like the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. The way we're doing this.
Yeah.
So we might cry by the end, but we might laugh too much as well. So.
Yeah. So I laughed there because I rolled my fear, and I'm scared of vegetables.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. Is it all vegetables or just one specific one?
Oh, it's all vegetables, Alex. So thank goodness Ellie's dressed as a hot dog.
Yeah.
Just vegetables all the way down.
If she was dressed as a carrot,
you'd be like,
oh.
I'm facing my fit. I'm facing my fit. I'm facing my fit. Just doing that chugging noise.
So my hope is to make a best friend.
That's adorable.
And my fear is getting lost.
Oh, that's even sadder.
I know. I'm so cute. Just a lonely little hot dog.
Just a small town hot dog. My hope is learn about the world, and I'm just rolling my fear now.
I'll learn about the world's quite nice.
It is the darkness.
Oh, I feel like that might come up quite a lot.
I feel they will do as well.
Oh, I thought you meant Justin Hawkins and.
Hey, as a small orangutan, any sort of glam rocker could.
I was going to say Phil Collins
potentially be quite upsetting. That cat suit dropped quite low down and revealed quite a lot.
Yes, the signature item does not degrade with you. So other items that you pick up along the way, they have like a free uses and then done. The only time you can always give away your signature item and stuff like that. That's the only time it will break, as it wants to say here. And you've done hope in terms of what gives you hope, which is fine. Friendships, it's on the page as well. Values representing how strong your relationships are. Each of you has between 0 and 3. The higher the number, the better. And I think that comes when we do the questions at the end. Fear, what causes you grief, otherwise to pause, which we've done as well. Wishes. So wishes is a really interesting thing. So everyone starts off with 1 at the beginning of the game. You could have up to 2. And basically, this is a way for you to bump up the result of your thing. So, for example, say you've got a mixed success and you're like, I really want to succeed. If you use a wish and then describe how it changes from one success to another, whether it's like you hold your breath and breathe deep and then do it, or something like very Studio Ghibli style comes in and saves the day, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's like a one-off bump up the tier result as well. Let's talk about the questions. I don't know if it says it to do it in any particular order. It doesn't say it on my thing. So I guess we can just go round and ask those questions. Let me look at someone's book and I can... So the first question is presumably something to do with your individual character. So I can see here for the little kid, you did a bad thing back home and you think it might be the reason you're stuck here. What was it? But don't tell the others the answer yet. And then you could choose a feeling, whether it's guilty, emboldened, lucky, or other as a result. And then I'll read out the other 2 questions so you have to think about them as well. So most of the folk you've met in the wood aren't quite the same as those you know back home. Who is someone you met on your way through the forest that you can't stop thinking about, and why? You want to find the most special gift to give to one of the other kids. who and why, and then gain a +1 friendship with them. When I say kids, it's anyone in this group. It's not just like, because we don't have a big kid or a small kid. It's anyone in this group. So that's one's for little kids.
Ellie farming all of the good items. I'm the only kid here, so it's got to come to me. You could have it, but you're a weird little critter. Sorry, back of the queue.
For critter, it says, so you weren't always this way. Are you a kid turned into an animal, a mundane animal granted sentience, or something else? Choose a trait that came with this change: smarmy, confused, angsty, or other. And do you tell the other kids about your origin or keep it secret? So have a think about that. Other two questions you've got is, you've heard rumors of a powerful person in the woods who may be able to remedy an issue you have with your current form. Who are they and what have you heard about them? And then one of the other kids gives you cause for concern. You're keeping them at arm's length. Who and why? Gain a +1 friendship with any other kid other than the one that's unsettling you. Oh, that's great. And then toy. So you belong to your best friend, a child who is not part of your wandering group. How do they make you feel, and where are they now? Now choose a trait your best friend has that you hope to emulate. So understanding, humor, courage, or other. You are drawn to whatever the power in the wood grants you life. Is this beckoning enticing or frightening? What do you hope to find at its source? And then it says, each kid in your group reminds you of your best friend in its own way. Describe how and gain +1 friendship towards each of them. All right, so have a think. And then anyone can go with whatever answers they're okay to share with.
Yeah, how do we know how much to share? Because I think the instructions say don't tell everyone everything.
I feel like as players above the table, we can talk as much as you want. But if you want to hold something back, I'm not going to be like, oh, you must tell us everything or keep everything secret. And kind of, what do you feel comfortable with in terms? We've set out our lines of veils and stuff, so I think we're pretty okay in terms of trusting each other. But if we talked about like big moments and dramatic reveals, so maybe that's something to consider as well. If you're like, oh, this will be a good dramatic reveal, so that both us, the characters and the players see it. But again, totally up to you guys. I'm not going to be like, you must not tell anyone because the book said so. Because the book didn't tell us anything about stats. So
true. Can't trust the book. The bad thing that I did back home.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I like spilled paint on maybe another costume. Like I've maybe ruined someone else's Halloween costume.
Ooh.
Was it on purpose? Was it out of spite?
Do you feel emboldened?
Yeah, maybe. I think it might have been because I didn't want anyone's costume to be better than mine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ellie.
Oh no.
Do you have an idea what kind of costume it was? Was it a better hot dog or?
Maybe maybe my next door neighbour had a homemade hot dog costume, and it was like really good.
Mm-hmm.
A really like plump hot dog, and
it got the padding.
The padding, and it fitted properly, and
they didn't have to waddle. It was slightly up on their hips.
Yeah, and I think their condiments were glittery.
Oh
yeah.
Wow, what other choice did you have?
I know.
I think, given your scenario, everyone else would have poured paint all over that costume. I think, as Strat said, I in complete agreement. There was only one course of action available to you.
Yeah.
And that was destruction by paint.
Yeah. So that's what I did, and I think that's probably why I'm stuck here.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel? Guilty, emboldened, lucky, or another feeling?
Defiant.
Mm-hmm. You were right.
Yeah, I think it feels justified.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No remorse. Fuck your costume.
My brain is so undeveloped.
Yeah, your feelings are bigger than most. Absolutely. who is someone you met for your way through the forest that you can't stop thinking about, and why? And yeah, I'll say like we're doing this sort of one shot in media res. So you've spent some time in the forest, you've gone on other adventures together. So it's like an episode midway through a season. So it's not gonna be like, who are you? Oh, I've never been to. We'll skip all that for now. But yeah, if there's someone you could make up like an NPC of some sort.
I'm a big fan of animals. And incidentally, my special move is going to be befriend an animal.
Yes.
But I think that the individual I've met in the forest and can't stop thinking about is what looked like a really cute, fluffy bunny. But when you get up close, they've got really sharp teeth and a bloodied mouth.
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
And I really wanted to properly make friends, but they were quite aloof. And because I'm just all about making friends, I can't stop thinking about them, and I'm hoping to see them again.
To see them again. Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
I love the fact that that's what warded you away from the rabbit, not the teeth, not the blood, just slight supercilious nature.
Yeah. Standoffish.
Yeah. You want to find the most special gift to give to one of the other kids, who and why, and then gain a plus friendship with them.
I want to make friends with the orangutan for sure. But I've never met an orangutan before, so I don't know what they like. So I'm really not sure what to get them. And also, I haven't, I've not come across many places where you can acquire gifts. So I'm going to try and have to be creative, I think.
I love that. All right, so take a +1 friendship with the orangutan.
Thank you.
Let's go for Strat and your toy. So you belong to your best friend. How did they make you feel, and where are they now, this best friend?
Sure. So my best friend is called Bonnie. She's the best. She made me feel like I had real steam inside me.
Oh.
And in answer to where are they now, lost.
Oh God, my greatest fear.
Amazing. Choose a trait that your best friend has that you hope to emulate. Understanding, humor, courage, or something else.
I've gone with something else. I've gone with compassion.
Passionate train.
I love it.
Passionate train. Got +1 mush. Got to lean into it.
You're drawn to whatever power in the wood grants you life. Is this beckoning enticing or frightening? What do you hope to find at the source?
It's frightening. I'm a bit of a scaredy train. What with my fear of vegetables and the beckoning presence. And I hope to find at its source. I hope to find Bonnie.
Indeed. Each kid in your group reminds you of your best friend in their own way. Describe that how and gain a +1 friendship towards each of them.
I'm gonna be your friends. So for little kid, what's your name, little kid?
Oh, my name is Molly.
Molly, cool. Because I could write that down.
Yes,
Molly. I think Molly's I'm reminded of Molly and Bonnie sound quite similar for a start. But I think her kindness and her friendship making abilities and all that just like little kid joy reminds me very much of Bonnie. So I get +1 for the orangutan, whose name is
Gustus.
Love it.
Gustus. Amazing.
Gustus.
How are we spelling that?
Is it Gust and an Uz?
However you spell Augustus.
Augustus. Okay.
AUG.
Oh, Augustus.
Yeah, I think we heard Gustus.
Yeah,
we just heard Gustus.
No, Augustus. So AUGUST. US?
Yeah, the US.
Yeah. Augustus. Cool. Bonnie was a redhead.
Oh, because the orangutan
has got orange, red hair.
Got you.
Yeah.
What's the train's name?
Choo Choo.
Yeah.
He was like 4.
Yeah.
Choo Choo Train. It's my full name.
I love it. Cute.
It's Mr. Choo Choo Train to you.
Please.
Mr. Choo Choo was my father.
My father, yeah. All right. And then Augustus then. Your questions again. So you weren't always this way, are you? A kid turned into an animal, a mundane animated animal, granted sentience, or something else?
I quite like the idea of being a kid turned into an animal. Because when I came up with a character, I pictured Augustus wearing a little pair of blue dungarees. So yeah, I was like, I feel like Augustus is an orangutan with wearing a blue pair of dungarees.
That is adorable.
A lot of because I've got to choose a trait that comes with that change. Just is concern the same level sort of thing as angsty? Quite worried and concerned about everything. Yeah, it was a toss up between that and confused, but I quite like the idea of he's quite a serious orangutan, but also like quite worried about everything.
Yeah, cautious. Makes sense because you've had this big change happen to you, and now you've got a small child in a hot dog costume with a small tray. So you're like, oh no, maybe I'm the one in charge, perhaps. I don't know. Oh no. Have you told the other kids about this?
I think I have, yeah. I think I have.
You've heard rumours of a powerful person in the wood who may be able to remedy an issue you have with your current form. Who are they and what have you heard about them? And again, you don't have to come up with like what the issue is or anything like that. You've just heard someone may be able to help you, whether that's like change you back or just, I don't know, make you more, whatever you want to be, you know, so you don't have to define what's, because I think it could be seen as a negative thing that maybe you want to be an orangutan, you know, that sort of thing. So I don't want to put that pressure on you, like to be like, I don't like being like this, you know. So yeah, who's the person and what have you heard about them?
I think I've heard about a wizard who lives in the deep in the woods, and he can help me just feel a bit more confident.
Ooh, yes.
It's not so much about wanting to not be an orangutan. I think I might have been like this for some time now. Yeah. So maybe I got used to it. I don't know. Maybe I was told when I was turned into an orangutan that this is it. There's no way back, sort of thing. So that's out of my mind now. But it's just helping me with my that anxiety and that worry and that sort of doubt. So a therapist. I'm looking for a wizard therapist.
I was going to say more Wizard of Oz. Like you're looking for courage. You're looking for
yeah.
I mean, therapist also works. I think it would also work in for Dorothy. And finally, one of the other kids gives you cause for concern, which makes sense, I guess. And you're keeping them at arm's length. Who and why? And then gain +1 friendship with the other kid.
So unfortunately, Choo Choo, I'm not comfortable with the talking train. It's a little bit, even though I'm a child that's been turned into an orangutan, I'm still a little bit freaked out by it. So yeah, I'm gonna get +1 friendship towards Molly. And what does that affect in game?
There is a move.
Team up.
It's team up. Yep. So yeah, so you get 0 towards them. Yeah, so it depends on like your relationships with them as well. And I think as well in the woods you can console or sort of confide in someone about something, and that also affects friendship as well. But I think in the basic moves, it is just team up, I think. For whatever reason you're going through the wood to either to get out of it or to like maybe you've got another purpose, you know, finding the wizard to give you confidence, finding your lost friend, etc. I guess Ellie, what would you say Molly's is I'm guessing Molly's trying to get out of the wood perhaps, or is there another reason that you think she's in the wood?
I think that following the paint and superior hot dog costume incident, she went to the end of the garden to try and sort of wait until things had cooled down, and accidentally ended up in the woods somehow. So I think it is despite that being my fear, I think I am maybe not admitting that I am lost, but that I am certainly wandering and not entirely sure of the way home. So I think that's probably the end goal for me, is to get home, but I'm not in a rush because I don't want to be in trouble.
Ooh, yes, absolutely. It is said on the darkest of nights, the woods fill with frights, and all waiting for the first wayward babe led astray. Trees stretch and they yawn, shadows of those long gone, once children, now lost, unable to find their own way. So bring your bags of tricks, may your candles have wicks, for night falls without end when strange fiends come out to play. The woods itself are beautiful in the sense of light, it never really sets here. There's that strange smell of like sort of dirt and leaves and that decay as your feet sort of go over the crisp ground, leaves crunching as your boots are going over. Every time you enter these woods, it is the same. You hear noises, you hear people talking in the distance, but as you turn in your heads look, you don't see them. Just this never-ending forest until eventually you stumble upon the next hollow, the next little adventure. And as we sort of zoom in on our little group, our little trio, making their way through the wood, who do we see? I'll pass it over to our little team of kids. Who do we alight on first? So just introduce yourself, name, pronouns, what you look like, and how they're feeling as they traverse through this wood on this crisp morning.
Molly is a small human girl, she, her, aged 5. She is wearing a hot dog costume, which very importantly includes both ketchup and mustard. She is carrying a pair of slightly incongruous barbecue tongs, presumably so she can turn herself over on the barbecue. And she's very cute, but all you can see of her face is sort of a round egg of a little face pushed through the hot dog hole.
Mm-hmm.
The costume itself is a little bit too big, and made of sort of quite cheap foam material that gives a little squeak as she waddles along. And she's fairly sort of carefree in attitude and excited.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As you sort of wandering again, that you got used to the sort of the way your view of the world sort of moves a little bit with the weight of the hot dog costume and your arms out at odd angles. It wasn't comfortable when you first were in it all those many moons ago, but now you've got settled into rhythm, and that carefree attitude pervades everything. And no matter what critter or creature that you meet, what folk of the woods that you meet, that little egg of a face peeking out. Who could say no to that? You know.
Hopefully, no one.
Hopefully. Who else do we see walking side by side with Molly?
You also see a small sort of adolescent orangutan wearing blue dungarees, sort of lolloping alongside her every so often, sort of looking up into the trees. It's Augustus the orangutan, and he's just mooching along, arms dragging down by his side, sort of helping himself to go forward, and just he's got a nice little rolling lollop going on.
How does Augustus feel this morning? And is it different from other mornings as you walk through the woods?
He's feeling similar to how he feels every morning, which is a relief that it's daylight and not dark anymore, and just a sense of slight concern and worry about what's coming. Never fully knows what is coming, but just something is arriving. Something will be heading in his direction.
Yeah,
and that is always a cause for sort of worry.
Like, whilst stuff has happened in the past, and the three of you have managed to get it out. There's every so often the wringing of the big hands a little bit, perhaps. Maybe in moments you maybe use your feet as well, because I'm going to constantly use that now. That's a great image. The face itself, the sort of big face plate as you sort of wander around, maybe doesn't show the concern or worry. You're not creased with it or anything like that, but that constant always just checking over your shoulder, because you, maybe compared to the other two of your members of your party, have been in this wood a little longer, and you know of the dangers. You've seen some of the dangers in passing, and it's good to be cautious and good to keep going, but the path continues on. And then finally, our third member, who is trundling alongside Molly and Augustus.
Yes, indeed. As I guess alongside the rhythmic sound of footsteps through the foliage, there is another sound that is continuous and does not stop, as trundling, so I think a good way to describe it alongside them, is a tin train. Choo-choo train, to give his full name.
Mm-hmm.
The front of the train has a face. I guess it's kind of just a round face, kind of mirroring Molly's own as she walks beside him. And around the stack atop his head, I guess it would have to question mark, is an opulent crown, always worn there in pride of place. And behind him, attached with little hooks, are several carriages that are his constant companions. But don't talk.
I was literally about to ask, is this again, Thomas the Tank Engine type thing where you have those trucks that have faces and they're just constantly whistling on behind you? But no, they don't talk.
I thought about it, but no, I don't want to.
That's a lot of effort on your part. Yeah, a lot of effort on your part.
They all have different accents.
Yeah.
It was going to happen, wasn't it? I was like, oh no, they're all falling off at the start of the game.
Yeah, the ones with personality. Yeah, no, I kept the ones that didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a question then for Choo Choo, because obviously most Choo Choo trains need tracks of some sort. Are you able to move without tracks, or do you have some sort of magical way of moving that tracks appear as you go through the forest?
Ooh.
You know, that sort of like magical sort of like, because are you on the ground or are you in the air as the tracks are
Fiona,
being
you've
made?
just opened up a world of possibilities.
I don't want Choo Choo to be left behind if for some reason you can't.
No,
again, you can be picked up. You can be all that sort of thing.
Floating tracks. Let's Polar Express this, but with less terrifying CGI. Yeah,
yeah. A little Tom Hanks person books out every so often.
Thomas the Hank Engine.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. There's always more track just disappearing. In fact, I would love it if rather than it just magically appearing and disappearing behind me, it's more like there is a finite amount of track, and the stuff behind me is just very quickly coming in front of me.
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit
style continually. So there's this continuous sort of like recycling of track.
You've been here a little bit longer than Molly, but your fierce protectiveness of people here and that idea of being lost as well, you connected to Molly because of your best friend who currently is not here, and you are sort of, again, maybe a bit more, I wouldn't say cautious, Augustus is the one doing that, but just being aware that you may need to be more on guard because the woods itself are dangerous and scary at the best of times. But currently, the light is shining through. The sort of leaves have the light dappling through them with the sort of the crunch. And you can feel as you're slowly moving towards the woods, in your own sort of gentle style, not to disturb any other inhabitants or any other folks that you see every so often. The air is a little bit colder, a little bit chillier. We have these sort of like, again, you feel the crunch or the sort of the mushing of the leaves underneath you. They become quite hard and brittle as a frost is setting in, as the cold is setting in. And you can see ahead of you there is a gap in the woods. And these gaps do exist. It's very much like, when hollows, as they want to be known, these locations that you're able to go to, wish to be found, the forest itself seems to open up and move about, knowing that the time is right for you to leave as you move from one place to the next. But is there anything you do as you're making your way towards this sort of the light and the cold again, your various breaths maybe steaming a little bit in the air. Is there anything that you say to it, or anything that you're maybe chatting about, discussing this fine morning?
I think Augustus is immediately concerned about the frost. So he's going to turn to Molly and say, "Now, I'm not entirely sure whether or not this is an actual weather phenomenon, but it's happening. Have you noticed the frost on the ground? Is that something that we need to be aware of? You think maybe?"
I love frost. It makes the leaves so crunchy.
Yes. Now, yes, that is accurate. But where's this frost coming from?
Bonnie always told me that frost comes from winter time.
Oh, Bonnie was so clever.
Bonnie was the best.
Right. Okay. But we still don't really have an answer to as where this frost is coming from. So,
Well, maybe wintertime is through the gap. You've got to mind the gap, but sometimes it's important to go through anyway.
right. Okay. Now, when you say gap, are you talking about the gap between, say, maybe a platform and yourself, or are we talking about a gap into a hollow, or
Oh yeah, it's over there.
right? Okay, so we're going in. Are we going in the hollow? Is that something that are we all happy to do?
Yes, gap, 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 gap. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And Molly's just hopping through the crunchy leaves towards the gap.
Yeah.
Completely oblivious to any concerns because the leaves feel nice.
The leaves do feel nice. And you start to go through. Molly, I would love you to do a take a gander move as you are starting to move in. The light sort of changes around you and you are in new surroundings. So this is 2d6 plus your noodle, and let me know your result.
I've got a bold 0 for my noodle.
Hey, it all helps.
Oh, strong start, a 6 and a 5.
Ooh.
Oh,
An
hello.
11. Hello. Yes. So
Yeah.
even though you're sort of carefree, you're incredibly perceptive as a small child.
For now.
For now. So I would like you to choose 2 of the following effects I will read out for you. So, and I will describe the location as well when we get to it. But you can either infer something important about the folks who live in this area, and I'll say what it is. You notice an item that piques your interest. You describe what it is, and the narrator will describe how it is not quite in reach. You see someone you can help, or that could help you, or you notice something dangerous that would be wise to avoid. So you can choose 2 of those things, and then I'll describe the scene for you. So you're just basically going into the hollow.
Okay. I would like to infer something important about the folks who live here.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also like to notice an item that piques my interest.
Absolutely. So you again go through the hollows, and your companions Augustus and Tutu are like, quickly make sure that you're not, and you enter into, you break through the tree line out of the wood, and you see a beautiful sort of rolling hills and lots of little cottages, wood cabins ahead of you down a path that becomes from a dirt track into like a cobbled stone path that goes into the center of this little village. You see a small sign that is put over as a little arc over the top, and it says Lonebury. What hits you immediately about Lonebury is that it is cold because there is snow on the ground. The snow is starting to fall. You can see there are lights lighting up in town. You can see there are like candlelight, etc. You can see in the center of town there seems to be a really big tree, not unlike any of the trees that you've seen in the forest. Much bigger, like this huge sort of pine tree, and it is covered in candles and in like silvery, like ball-like things like baubles, etc. And you can see a big star at the top. You realize that it's been some time since you have left your home, so maybe this particular hollow is experiencing some sort of winterfest or some sort of a festival of some sort to do with the solstice of winter. In terms of what you can infer about the people. You can see people are going about in their coats. You can see there are like scarves and muffs, etc. Very far off in the centre town, you can see people like seem to be scooting about quickly, like as if they're on some sort of skates. You can see maybe a little ice rink in the centre. You can see that there is like a notice board and people, going, good morning, Merry Christmas, all that sort of thing. You can hear sort of shouts. The thing you do notice, though, is that the folks themselves, they seem to be quite smiley and stuff as you sort of go into the town of Lonebury itself. You notice that they seem to avoid going down the right-hand side of the streets. Like there's definitely everyone's on the left, and they sort of bump into each other a little bit. Sorry, but they don't use up the full space. And you actually notice, looking at it all, everyone is slightly over to the left side. No one's on the right side of the streets. And then looking across, you also see what looks to be like a painted wagon of some sort. Again, sort of purples and reds and whites, decked out. Again, looking as gaudy as the tree in the middle itself, and on it in painted sort of in like sort of flourished sort of handwriting as painted sign. It says "Otherworldly Thurston," Thurston, Thurston. Now, in terms of the item itself, what item would you like? What item would you think Molly would see?
Yeah, I sort of painted myself into a corner because now I've got to think of a thing.
It could be anything you want. I just have to make it out of reach. So
yes, true. So yeah, I don't know if Alex or Strat, you have any suggestions whether it could be just something intriguing or if it's something that is fun or something that, like, if we could get hold of it, would be useful.
How about a sled?
Oh, that does sound useful. Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Great. It's a sled.
So you can see that there are many of these sort of like contraptions, some of them like plastic, sort of like almost like lids, essentially, as people are going up to the top of the hill, maybe outside of town, you see them slipping down. But close to you, you can see in a shop window a beautiful wooden sled with sort of polished and varnished like slats at the top, and almost like a red sort of undercarriage, the sort of actual skis themselves put in. And there's a little bow on top. But it is in the shop itself, in the window. And you can see on the sign it says display version only.
What a shame.
But yes, you enter Lonebury, this winter-like village. And the cold is still there, but you're not necessarily all dressed for the cold, with one sort of dungarees and a hot dog costume. But it's not freezing. You think, like, eventually you'll have to go indoors at some point, but I'm not letting children freeze to death on this little adventure. It's not that kind of grim fairy tale.
And they all got hypothermia.
Hooray! What a tale!
Hooray! Oh no!
Kids, wear gloves. Yeah, exactly. So, what would you guys like to do? Where would you like to go in the Hollow?
Friends, I told you. Winter. Even when Bonnie isn't here, she is so smart.
So smart. I love winter. I like to crunch in the snow.
And they've got one of the trees where I came from. I was in a box, and then Bonnie took me out of the box. And after seeing Bonnie, the first thing I saw was one of those trees. I love those trees. I love Bonnie.
Are you talking about a Christmas tree?
I think so. She said something, but mostly I was just looking into her eyes. She has such lovely brown eyes.
Yes, you've said.
Numerous times.
Shall we go and look at the tree?
Oh, but what about the sled? It looks so nice.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there. The sled currently says display only, so I think we can't touch that. That's not ours to.
But we can ask, though. If we ask nicely, maybe we can have it.
Okay, then shall we go into the
go. Molly's already marching into the shop.
Molly, wait up.
You open the shop door, there's that slight tinkle of the bell, and as you get in, you get hit with that sense of warmth out from going in from the cold. The place itself smells of pine and sort of cinnamon rolls. It's very warm in here. You can see that actually at the back of the shop, unusually, I would say, there's like a wood fire burning quite raucously. You can see as you come in lots of tables filled with various like interesting bits and pieces. The sled, you don't see any others of the sled per se. It was just definitely in the window, but you can see that there are like bowls full of like individually wrapped soaps. You can see little bottles with clearly like interesting bubbles happening inside them, some different liquids and stuff. But what catches your eye immediately as you sort of all come in from the cold and you shake off those shivers, you see sort of sitting on a stool by the counter with long droopy face with like long ears seems to be a dog, like a little sort of like a bloodhound sort of dog with really long face and stuff like that, wearing a little collar, a little sort of bow tie, and there's like a little sticker or maybe like a badge that is put onto the collar, and it says "Happy to help." And the sort of the dog goes, "Oh, hello, come in, hello, welcome to my shop."
Hello. Oh, I'd like to befriend an animal, please.
Absolutely. Read out your move for me, please.
Befriend an animal when you make friends with the wildlife of the wood by giving a gift or treating them in an unconventional way. Roll plus mush.
Amazing. So what do you do to befriend this sort of very elderly looking like bloodhound that's sort of sat on the stool looking ahead? It's a slightly bigger than normal bloodhound with its paws in the front, but it looks up and so how do you befriend it? What do you do?
I'm just gonna go bounding straight up to them and
exciting.
say, "Oh, hello. Oh gosh, I love your ears. You've got lovely ears."
Oh, roll 2d6 plus mush for me, please.
Okay, I've got a +1 for mush.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a 4 and a 3. +1 is 8.
Could I help out to allow Ellie to try and re-roll one of those and get a full success? Is it too late to do that?
I don't think there's a way to do like advantage or help out, unless you guys can tell me otherwise.
It was the team up move.
Team up, absolutely. So when you assist another player, you can describe how you help. Yeah, absolutely. How do you help?
Should have thought about that before I.
I'm very much for this. What does Choo Choo do? No. What do you do?
You and your many carriages.
Yep. In a shop full of many items. What do you do? Like it's like a train and a.
Well, I'm going to come up and say, "Hi, I'm Molly's friend, and I just want to say that this is one of the best shops I've been in, and in my life, I was been in like one shop. And this is so much better because I'm not in a box."
All right. So, because you've got one friendship, so Molly, you can re-roll one of your dice, but you must take the new result.
Okay. So this could go down rather.
Yes.
I'm a very helpful train. It's going to work.
You might be. Let's find out. It's a 6.
So in total, was that a 12? Is that in total? That you had before?
6 for 11.
11. Amazing. I can't believe that worked.
To go so badly wrong.
So do you does it say what your success tiers is for your special moves?
So on a 10 plus, they respond well to your friendly advances. Choose one. They give you a gift. They tell you important information. Oh no, sorry, this is make a friend I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's okay. I just wondered if there's something special on your particular sheet because you're making an animal friend.
Yeah, you're totally right. On 10 plus, you make friends. The animal will follow you and act on your influence until they are harmed.
Oh my word.
So I hope you're ready to continue this NPC.
Yep.
What?
Always.
That's sinister.
Until they're harmed. Yeah.
You come up and you sort of, your energy, I think it's the energy as you like sort of bounding again, and this hot dog costume as well. It's maybe like a foot or so, a little bit higher than Molly, and there's actually low hanging like holly itself and like that sort of like not tinsel, but like decorations and stuff. So there's a moment where you're like, oh, be careful, and you sort of like bounce along, and you can see that then Choo Choo behind you is like, this is the best shop. The eyes, as droopy as they are, do light up a little bit, and they go, oh,
Oh, thank you. I've worked incredibly hard on this. Oh, let me introduce myself. My name is Bruno Daniels. Oh, and there's a little bit of a wagging of the tail. Oh, it's so nice. Not many people come into my shop, but I very much appreciate it. Mm.
We really like your sled, the one in the window.
Oh, I like it too. It's very good, isn't it?
Have you been on it?
No, I'm not allowed to because, and we'll point with one of their big paws. It's a display copy only. Not allowed to use display copies.
Who says?
Well, the owner of the shop says.
Who's the owner of the shop?
I'm the owner of the shop.
But then you could change the rule if you wanted to, couldn't you?
There's like a moment where Bruno's like, "Oh my gosh, I could do. Oh yes, yes. I just thought the standards were needed and I have to be prim and proper. But I've not been having many people to my shop. Maybe I should not have signs up like open or stock day only. Oh." And they start.
I think the first one would be useful.
What? Open? I've tried.
Yeah.
Nobody comes in.
When you put it up, was open on the inside of the shop or pointing at the outside of the
Yes,
shop?
so I can see the shop is open. Yes.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
Oh.
I'm gonna help you out with that one, and Augustus is just gonna flip the sign round so that open is facing out.
Excellent. Yeah, and as you do so, there's almost like a change in the shop. The bloodhound sort of,
Oh, that makes so much more sense. When I've been going out, I've been like, why are all these shops shut? But now I realize they're open to the public. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Please, have a look around. You can take anything you want. You've helped me so much. Oh.
Hey, thank you very much. Can we all take something, or is this just for Molly?
Any friend of Molly's is a friend of Bruno Daniels.
and behind Bruno, you can see there's a sign that says Bruno Daniels' old shop.
Thank you very much, Bruno. I'm looking forward to perusing your wares.
Mm-hmm.
And Augustus is just gonna just go off and start looking at all the different things in the shop.
Amazing. Well, Augustus, why don't you describe an item that catches your eye for me, and you can take it. It won't make you roll for it or anything like that. I think you've done a good job. You've made friends with this shopkeeper. So yeah, what item would you like from this shop? It's a very much like a Christmassy / toiletry shop. I'm thinking Lush levels, but on a like a Christmas village sort of theme.
So I definitely was interested in what looks like to me some sort of bubbly potion that you were describing, some of the liquids in bottles that were bubbling.
Yep.
What colors are there?
There's loads of colors. There's like there's some that are like block like bright green, bright blue, etc. But then some of the more interesting ones, it's like red and yellow, but striped all the way up. And even if you pick it up and like turn it upside down, the layers reshift, so they never mix per se. There's some that are like more like plaid, and some of them are more like definitely almost like knitted patterns or anything like that. A bit like plaid, like Strat's shirt as well. That sort of color, sort of a blue and yellow mix with white lines through it.
Incredibly fashionable.
Yes.
So fashionable.
On
Yeah.
trend.
Augustus is going to be interested by the block color ones, but then get immediately distracted by the stripy one that stays stripy whether you turn it upside down to the side, shake it, and it just remains.
Like like oil and water. Whenever you did that, sign, exactly like that. Yeah, and it just all shifts up no matter where you put it. So lengthways.
Augustus is going to turn to Bruno and say, "Excuse me, would this be one of the things that I'd be able to take?"
Oh, of course. Nobody wants the stripy lotions. They much prefer just normal vanilla like lotions, but the stripy ones are one of my favorites.
Well, thank you very much. I will look forward to using this lotion.
Mhm.
Is there a label on the bottle that says what the lotion is for?
Yes, and I will let you create what that is. It can your face. It can be something that is like a hygiene thing if you'd like. But it could be it wouldn't be anything magical. Is the only thing I'd say. It wouldn't be like
Okay.
invisibility potion or speed potion or anything like that. It is something like maybe it is of like smells or something, but they can be quite slippery or anything like that. But it's nothing that will change anything about the individual. If you see what I mean.
Okay. It's basically going to have the same effect as hand sanitizer, which Augustus is going to love because very,
Hands
very
and feet,
hands and feet need to be clean at all times, which is very difficult when you're walking on either one or the other.
So you get that lotion. So make a note of it, put it in your inventory, and so you will get free uses of it. If you ever
How
use
many
it,
uses?
3 uses before it is finished in some way. And you get a +1 to your dice result when you use it. So if you can justify why you're using it, that's when you put it. Yeah.
Any situation, +1.
Yeah.
You're fighting a bear, hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. It's not meant for the face.
+1 to fighting a bear because you're really clean.
Or just more throwing it at the bear because it's like, my eyes.
The alcohol, it burns.
Choo Choo, is there anything that you're looking for in the shop or anything that is there anything what are you looking for if you wanted to take
I know what I want.
Okay, go for it.
Jack in the Box.
A what box, sorry?
Jack in the Box.
A Jack in the Box, absolutely.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah, you can see there is like a whole range of like toys that are at the back, and you can see that there's all like different sizes and stuff, but all sort of with a little bow and stuff. And yeah, you can see. Actually, just describe the box that you see with the Jack in the Box.
So, Choo Choo sees all of these beautiful, shiny wooden boxes with sort of like nice Christmassy things inlaid in them, or like bright colors and everything, and they're all very exciting. But then something out of the corner of his eye notices an old beaten up one right at the back of the shelf, covered in cobwebs and dust that clearly has been there for a very long time. And his heart goes out to this toy. This has been a forgotten and neglected toy, and Bonnie wouldn't forget or neglect a toy. And so Choo Choo is going to get this old, slightly worn, dusty Jack in the Box, pop it in a carriage, and just keep that one in his back pocket, back carriage, in the back carriage.
Back carriage? The caboose?
Yeah, not the undercarriage, back carriage.
You said back carriage far too many times.
I'm going to say it some more,
I don't like
it. Do you mean the carriage immediately behind the main engine, the front bit, or do you mean
No, that's the front carriage. Back carriage, right at the back.
The right at the back one, okay.
Yeah.
The caboose, I think
it is called the caboose, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As you sort of pick it up, I'm going to say like it you can pick things up, and we're not going to explain the biology behind how you have hands or anything like that, because that's not for now. You're able to pick it up and put it in the carriage at the back. Maybe you hear a slight tinkle of a bell inside as the occupant is sort of shifted a little bit as you put them in the back for later. Same thing, +1 to any rolls that you would like that you use it for, 3 uses. And I've made a note of it as well. So that's exciting. And then Molly.
That's definitely going to be a jump scare on a bear. Like,
yeah.
Why
you fight
a bear?
Throw a Jack in the Box at it.
The hand sanitizer didn't work.
Well, no. What you do is you use it in combination with the hand sanitizer. You throw it at the bear. The bear's surprised, opens his eyes, and then you throw in the hand sanitizer. That is peak bear attack.
I love it.
I'm glad you've got this intricate plan for something that is almost definitely now not going to happen.
Hey, next session. That's all I'm saying. No. Molly.
Just bears. Bears everywhere.
Bear town, bear city. Molly, what is there anything that you're looking for? And Buno is looking particularly at you, and like it's very hard to smile when you're so droopy, but the tail is definitely like wagging and like sort of like looks very much like creased face sort of thing, like looking at you, going like very excited to see what you pick.
He's so cute. I would like the sled.
Oh,
big ticket item.
You're going for the... Oh, and plods over. The dog is that's a fairly big sort of thing. And it walks up, goes, okay, and then uses its sort of mouth to pick up the display item, goes, no longer a display item, and then eats the paper.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited. It looks like a sled that you get in all of the books, and we're going to go and ride on it down the snow. And would you like to come too? Because you've never been on it.
I've never been on it. I would love to come. Yes. Oh, and you can see the tail sort of like goes down a bit. Oh, but I have to go to a meeting first. I'm sorry. And goes and like pulls the sled off. There's like a little like rope to pull it off, and it doesn't like jank or anything like that. It just pulls it off, and he goes, "Yes, sorry. At noon we shut the shops. Well, I open mine now. It seems. We go to the council meeting. I'm on the council. So I have to. It's an important day. But afterwards, I would love to come if you are still sledding. Ooh.
Well, we could give you a lift on the sled to your very important, boring meeting.
Would you really do that? Oh, I would really love that.
Yes, because if you're going to go somewhere boring, you might as well travel in an exciting way.
Oh, and the tail starts to go again. So you've each got your items again. Molly, you can put down sled on your item, and again 3 uses, +1. I will say if you're going to use the sled to move Buno, that is absolutely fine. I'm not going to make you use up a use of it straight away because that's a bit cruel. But yes. He goes, I must just get ready for the meeting. Give me a few minutes. And you can see that Bruno sort of plods off on all fours. You can see he pulls a hat down from like a big fedora, comes down and goes, now I must have a coat, and goes and gets like a big coat on as well, and it like looks like ready to go out. It looks like about to go hunting or something, like the big items and stuff like that, but very old patchwork. And goes, and now I must put out the fire, and it's clearly like doing stuff to shut up shop before going to the big meeting. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Augustus is gonna.
Oh no.
Oh,
Bruno.
Augustus is going to ask.
No.
Alex, put your hand up.
Alex, you do it.
No, you've started.
No.
You've started now.
I refuse.
It's all about which accent comes first, which voice makes it onto the Zoom first. That's how it works.
Your accent went first, Strat, so you go.
Bruno.
Uh-huh.
We sound quite alike, don't we? I'm always meeting people that make me think of either Bonnie or myself.
It's I think I don't have people who come into the shop, so instantly, in order to be friends with them, I take on their accent. And you weren't even the first person who spoke to me. It was young Molly here, and so I just latch on to one person and do the one voice.
Well,
other people here in Lonebury probably have similar voices.
What other voices have you attached to in the past?
Oh, all sorts. I've attached to very high, squeaky pitch ones. I've had incredibly low, you can't hear them ones, and ones that sound like little insect, like the tickling ones at the back of your throat. All sorts, really. But I've chosen on this one today because I feel it's a grand voice. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what I was going to ask, actually.
Oh,
but
well.
Nice to chat.
No, it's great.
So what's this meeting? Why is your meeting so important? So important that it's even more important than sledding.
Oh, well, there's only 3 of us on the council, and, well, Wesley's newest to the council. That's Wesley Higgins. You might not know, but there's 3 of us on the council, and we have to get all the projects done. We've got to make sure the lights are lit, and we've got to make sure that everyone is safe from the stuff in the forest. But Wesley came, his father came and retired recently, and Wesley's come and shook things up, and now he's trying to convince Harriet to retire as well. So, it's a whole to do. Oh, yes.
What happens if Harriet retires?
There'll be a space on the council, and I don't know what will happen then.
A power vacuum?
Hmm. But also,
Goodness.
I just like my shop. I'm very happy to sit back and stuff, but no, we need representation from the shop guilds and the other folks in town. And well, nobody else wants to do it. And when I walked in a couple of years ago and accidentally sat down on the wrong seat, I was instantly on the council.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
see. And what other business does this council do? You said it's a very important meeting today. What sort of decision making is going to be occurring?
Well, you might have seen it outside, but there is a new person in town, a magician who wants to do a show at the Christmas Light Festival later today, and oh, uh, I, it's we the and it actually goes to like a next to the next to the till there's then a little leaflet pile, and actually as you can see some of the leaflets are years old now today, very much like a doctor's office or a dentist office where there's different magazines and stuff. And Big Paw sort of taps on one, and you can see it's in the same colours of the caravan you saw, these sort of purples, and it says the same thing of otherworldly Thurston. It goes, they came to Lonebury a few days ago, and the advertisement said, a show you will never forget. Which is very exciting because we don't get shows we never forget here. We always remember shows. But then there was a little bit of back and forth about safety, and said that for the shows to work, we needed volunteers from the audience, and safety is our priority at the council. So we asked if otherworldly Thurston would come and do a preview, perhaps at the council. But then they didn't they didn't respond, and well, the caravan is here, and we just don't know anything about the individual. Oh, and so much stuff to do on projects and sanitation, and oh, there's not enough hours in the day for that and my shop.
That seems like an awful lot for you and two others to attend to. Why can you not open up the council to more people?
Oh, that sounds like a big brain thing to do. We it could, but then Wesley says it's just easier for it to stay with people who have done this sort of experience before or know of leadership. Um, and that three is a good number because you always break a tie. And well, we only have council meetings in our lunch breaks as well, so we don't have to hear everyone's opinion. Hmm.
Right. Okay.
But don't let it matter. Like you've helped me. You've brightened my day by coming into my shop. And is there a moment where Bruno realizes that maybe giving away three like important bits of stock without payment is probably not very good for business? But mistakes happen. Come, let's go out. I would love a ride on your sled. And the tail wags again.
Yes, boring meeting sounds very boring, and I think Wesley's probably a bit of a bumhead.
Oh,
So
oh, oh, oh. Yes.
that's a very bad word. You shouldn't say it,
Oh,
actually.
okay. And the tail gets like a little pen and writes a note in a very similar handwriting to closed and open, and this like no bum heads here. Okay.
Right. Everybody on the sled.
Okay. So who gets on the sled then?
I think Molly's going to sort of shuffle herself to the front of the sled.
Okay.
And just pick up Choo Choo.
Oh.
And cling on to him.
Mhm.
And then just look at Augustus expectantly.
Is there enough space for Augustus and Bruno Daniels to fit on this sled?
I would say no, but also this is not like a self-powered sled. This is like an old tradition. So you could all try and get on. You might not move. Is the thing.
Okay.
It's up to you though.
Hence Molly's expectant face.
Oh, I see. Right. Duly noted. So Augustus is going to not go on the sled, but he's going to push.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, we're obviously. I'm going to have to push to get this sled started. Whereabouts is the council meeting happening?
Oh, it's there by the library.
And sort of points with a paw. And you can see it's just across the sort of town square. You can actually see the sort of grand building. There's a sign that says sort of library, so a very traditional looking library building. And you can see the paw sort of points up, goes,
Yep, second floor. We've got a nice room with 3 tea and coffee. Oh, I made sure that was in the budget.
But yes, so you can see it's a little ways away. So it will require you to check to see how far you can push it before maybe being tired, perhaps. But no, it's not too far away. You can see, like, as you would make your way around town, you'd pass like the ice rink, you'd pass by the big sort of Christmas tree, and you would pass by Otherworldly Thurston's caravan as well. That's the sort of the most efficient route.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can push 2 people in a train on a sled to the library.
This is almost like a causing mischief type thing, just because it's like possibly a physical calamity might be introduced in this sort of thing, because like it is quite cold outside and the snow, etc. So it may be doing yourself a mischief. So yeah, roll plus steam for me, please. So 2d6 plus steam.
I've got a 0 for steam,
Okay.
and I've rolled an 8.
What I'd say is that you will eventually get to the library, and you will get to the council meeting, but something goes awry halfway through as you're sort of pushing this sleigh. It's quite a wide sort of street, but everyone's on the left, I seem to remember. And so it's easy to push, but it is very slippery and stuff. So what do you think goes awry as you're moving this?
I think I get a good sort of head of steam up, and no pun intended, and just going up the clappers. And for a brief moment, the anxiety lifts. The concern is not there. Augustus is carefree. He lets out a little woo. I'm having so much fun. This is great. And then all of a sudden he slips. And the sled moves onwards in front of him as he sort of face plants and hits the deck.
Oh no! Oh bless. Yeah, so you hit the deck. You don't hurt yourself. The snow is quite soft, but the sleigh starts to slip, and you guys start to slide all the way down. And people are starting to like, oh gosh, and sort of try and move themselves out of the way. But you can see that this sled is on a path to collide with the Christmas tree. So those people who are on the sled, it's going at like a reasonable pace. You know, again, sort of anime. Ghibli style, yeah, and Buno's like, like ears flapping. Is there anything that Molly or Shutu is doing before it careens into the Christmas tree?
There's a move called Brace Yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like now might be the time.
Absolutely.
So the description is: when you prepare for incoming harm, describe how you intend to block or deter the pain, and roll plus noodle. I don't think Molly's worried about it, but she can see that we're heading towards probably toppling, or crashing. So I think Molly is leaning to one side in an effort to steer the sled away from the tree.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. And anything that Choo Choo is doing, do you think?
Yes. Is there a sort of like rope attached to it for pulling it around and such?
Yeah. Yes, for the sled. Cool. Yes.
I would like to zip out from the arms of Molly and just like grab hold of that, or just push against it and furiously trundle in the opposite direction in an attempt to slow down the impact.
I like that.
Just screeching train brakes in midair.
I love that. That's quite cute. Yeah, so I think both of those are brace yourselves. So yeah, so roll plus noodle for me, please, and describe what you get.
I've got a 7.
7, okay.
I've got a 5.
Oh no. Okay, so for the mixed results,
times for Choo Choo.
You choose one. You either avoid the incoming harm, but you create a ruckus, environmental danger, or other complication of your choice, or you take the harm, but in doing so, render the source temporarily inert, or temporarily like it doesn't fall or anything like that. But so you'd still take 1 harm for result. But for failure, you would suffer incoming harm regardless of your preparations. Mark 1 harm and 1 XP. Yeah, so Molly, which one of those choices would you like?
I am going to avoid the harm but create a ruckus.
Absolutely. So yeah, so I think because you're both acting but both doing different things. So Choo Choo, you sort of pull, and just the amount of effort of you pulling, you feel one of your carriages like crack, perhaps in like almost like a bad back sort of thing, like that sort of thing. So you take
the disc.
You slipped a disc, slipped a track. It's a little bit of pain, so one harm, but you gain 1 XP because you again that quick thinking like, oh, this would work, but it's because you're going so quickly. So yeah, you rock up some of your tracks perhaps. So I'd say yeah, hurt tracks or something like that to describe what that is. And Molly, again, you're quick thinking. You think moving to one side, but also you do have the extra foot as well. So moving it to one side as well creates that sort of that balance. So you do move, and you manage to miss the tree. But unfortunately, bringing Choo Choo with you as well, going under the tree, maybe Choo Choo, you get a couple of the lights on the tree get sort of stuck up into your tracks as well. And it starts to pull on the tree, and the tree itself begins to topple, and there's a massive sort of crash as it topples on top of the caravan of Worldly Thurston's caravan.
Oh no.
But you skid to a halt, and you can see Abuno's like, that was the most thrilling adventure of my life. And it's a tail absolutely wagging like little tongue out. Augustus, you're able to peel yourself up from the floor. You've not taken any damage in this or any hurt in this one, but you can see as you look up, the tree has fallen. As cries and shouts. Nobody was injured other than sort of Choo Choo in it, so there's no one injured. But you see, there's been an absolute ruckus because the caravan is now part Christmas tree.
Oh no! This is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Augustus is going to run straight towards the ruckus and make sure that Choo Choo and Molly are okay. Going to go to Molly first.
Of course.
Molly's just standing up, brushing snow off and clapping her hands and laughing. That was so much fun. That was so... Did you see... Bruno's so happy. Aren't you so happy?
I'm so happy. Oh, wow. First the shop is open, and now this.
What a day!
What a day!
Are you both okay? Is anybody hurt?
I think so. I mean, I think I'm hurt.
Oh no!
Right.
Yeah, middle carriage. I can feel just the door's latch has got a bit bonked.
Would you like me to take a look at that for you?
I mean, yes. You can look at any bit of me. I don't mind.
Very gingerly, I'm going to see if I can fix.
Didn't even touch them.
I haven't even touched you.
It's the anticipation of pain. That's what's the worst bit. That's what Bonnie tells me anyway. I don't actually feel pain. Go for it.
Augustus is not happy.
No.
So, I'm trying to help here. Stop your wriggling.
So it sounds like a console move. Perhaps you're trying to make the other kid feel better. So describe what you do to sort of comfort them, and then roll plus friendship. Amend 1 relevant harm on that character, and that's it regardless of the success levels. So what are you doing to help Choo Choo? Like again, you can see there's like little bits of like pine needles, like a couple of bits of like, again, I said lights, but yeah, maybe like a way that the candles would have been lit, etc. So there's a couple of like candle sticks perhaps in some of the stuff. And yeah, as you said, like one of the carriages definitely has a loose door as well.
Oh my word, there seems to be so much stuff going on in here. You got candles through windows and lights like wrapped around your wheels. You're going to have to give me a moment while I untangle you. Also, you've got a broken door. That's the easiest thing to fix. I'm just going to have to clip that back in here. It's just come off its little pin hinge. So I'm going to reallocate the pin back in there so it swings back and forth nicely and the catch works.
Beautiful.
And then I'm going to start slowly untangling all the lights and all the candles out of Choo Choo.
I love that. So yeah, mend that harm, absolutely, and then roll 2d6 plus friendship. I don't think you have any friendship with Choo Choo.
Ooh, 5.
All right. So describe how something or someone interferes with your attempt to heal. So again, you've managed to heal the harm, but to get rid of all the pins and stuff like that. I'll hand it over to you. Who do you think, or what do you think interferes with your ability to like completely sort of? Because it's a mixture of your friendship doesn't necessarily click, but also something outside of it affects your healing.
I think immediately, because of all of the stuff that's happened, people are going to start coming towards us.
Yes.
And I think it's possibly someone who has helped erect the tree or decorate it is coming over and is shouting and saying, "What are you doing with the lights? What are you doing? Give me that here. You're going to break it." And getting quite sort of like aggressive because they're sort of concerned and stressed that their Christmas tree has been damaged.
Yeah.
So, I think that's immediately, then there's going to be this weird sort of tussle between me and the individual for Choo Choo.
Yes, it is very much like how I always imagine adults in these sort of like fairy tale like games. I imagine it to be very Charlie Brown, like wah 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 wah, like that, and you're like all of you like no, and like you get the sense of frustration and anger, but like, directed at not necessarily you, but like oh god, and so so there's a moment where you're like no, this person manages to pull out the stuff off it, but it's not very nice for Choo Choo. Again, you don't take any harm or anything, Choo Choo, but it definitely like it's almost like an invasion of sort of like privacy, and that's it's like oh, adults are horrid, that sort of thing. But yeah, you have people like again, lots of different adults with like big earmuffs, scarves, all they're like oh gosh, and they're making sure that no one else is harmed. But it seems like the biggest damage from the Christmas tree falling down was on the caravan itself. The caravan itself is inside all the the pines. You can see it's all covered up. You can see like maybe it has a bit of a dent in the roof. But you can still make out like the otherworldly Thurston lettering on the thing, but it's again covered by these pine needles.
Well, thank you, Augustus, for that. Feel better.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I got interrupted by the very loud and rude individual that I did not appreciate at all.
Adults forget how to play with toys. We all know. We all understand it.
Grown-ups are very rude.
They are. All they want to do is put you away.
Well, let's forget about it and go over somewhere else and see what there is to see.
Where would you like to go, Molly? Is there anywhere in particular?
I don't know. Is Bruno going to the boring meeting now?
Yes, unfortunately, this is all. It might mean our lunchtime meeting overruns a little bit because of this new development. But don't worry, I'll be out afterwards, so you don't have to come to the meeting. It's just, I also sort of pads over to you, Molly, and then like grasps your hand in its paw, and is like, I very much appreciate you taking me out on this exciting day. I think if I take any more, I will be, but I will come afterwards, I promise, but you don't have to come to the boring meeting. I don't want to go to the boring meeting either.
You're very funny.
Oh.
Thank you, Bruno. I hope that it's quick, boring meeting, and we'll see you for more fun later.
Okay, well, we'll see who goes fastest on the sled. Huh? Oh.
Yes. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, you say bye, and then, okay.
Oh.
Goodbye, Bruno.
Our interaction's ended now. Goodbye.
Molly.
Yeah, yes.
Molly.
Yes.
I've got an idea.
No.
Yeah, because Bruno's our friend now, and you help your friends.
Yeah.
And Bruno couldn't find out what the show was, the one from Thurston and his otherworldliness. So, how about, while he's in the boring meeting, we find out what the show is and help him?
That's not a bad idea.
I like shows. I saw one before.
What was it?
It was in ice.
Oh.
It was a show.
Were you in ice?
No. Sounds like you're saying something else.
What do you mean? What does it sound like I'm saying? I'm saying ice. I don't understand, Molly. Why are you giggling?
Molly's not giggling. Ellie's giggling.
Seriously.
I'm just talking about frozen water.
Yeah. Yes. That's what it was called. It was called Frozen.
Oh, right. Okay. Were they frozen? Was everybody frozen?
It was a very long time ago. Can we go and watch the new show, please?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Yep. Skip with the hot dog costume.
Yeah.
So where does Molly go? So do you try to get into the caravan, or do you just sort of like look at like what are you thinking, Molly?
Thinking it. I mean, has it been smushed so that it would be difficult to get into? Is it like a serious disaster zone, or is it like?
No, it's. I would say in all these sort of fairy tale sort of thing, it has been like covered in some. It'd be hard to get into, but it's not like broken beyond repair. Like in order for it to be maybe restored, maybe the tree has to be shifted off, and maybe like a wheel has come off. That sort of vibe, rather than it being completely crushed. It's sort of obscured. So you could either take a gander and try and look and see if you can see anything, or you can try and get through the things and try and get into the caravan. It depends on what you'd like to do.
I think Molly's natural instinct would be to just try and get in and be like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's just going to bounce up and try and push her way through a few branches and be saying, hello, Mr. Show. Mr. Show.
So you're just going straight in. And it's not hard to like shift things out or anything like that. It's just, again, it's tricky. It almost feels like it's dense, but like, again, because it's only pine needles and stuff, it's like a little bit ouchy, but your hot dog costume, if anything, if it comes back out, it's very much more like porcupine than anything else when you come up by the end of this. But you managed to make your way in, and the same with Augustus and Choo Choo as well. You sort of make your way in, and you can see that there's steps and a door, which has that is currently shut, and it says the same thing, that otherworldly person on this own. But no response to your calls. I say, even as you go in, suddenly, very much fairy tale style, as you go into this particular tree, there's like a gap, there's like some opening, a space where you're surrounded by pine needles and stuff, but there's the outside noise of Lonebury is deadened a little bit, and people are like, wow, like trying to clear stuff up. So you're protected in here. It's like a little space, perhaps, rather than you like being crammed together. It's a little space just before you get to the door.
Are there any windows or anything in the wagon?
It doesn't look so at this moment. There doesn't seem to be any windows. Just again, it's very much, I want you to think of like old Western, like medicine man type carriage. And actually, there was no place for horses or anything like that. It just looks like an old wagon, like medicine man type thing.
Well, I guess we want to take a look around. So shall we? I think one of us needs to do a take a gander roll.
I'm happy to take a gander.
All right, go for it. So roll plus noodle for me, please.
It's +1.
Oh, chose the right person to do it.
It is a 9.
A 9.
Ooh.
So choose one. So you infer something important about the folks who live in this area, so live in the caravan. I'll say what it is. You notice an item that piques your interest. You can describe it. I'll say how it's not in reach. Or you see someone that you could help or that could help you, or you notice something dangerous that it would be wise to avoid. Which one of those 4 would you like?
I think we see someone.
Augustus, you're constantly not anxious, you're not paranoid or anything like that, you're cautious. And so you're sort of always looking around. And actually, what you see is that in the door itself, there's like a tiny, there's like a little peephole. But in one of those, again, very cartoonish style, the peephole, you realize is actually like an eye that's looking out and then moves around a little bit and then realizes that you've seen it. So it goes, it sort of shakes a little bit in its eyes and the eyes, okay. And then notice it has been seen, steps back, and the door opens, and you all see an individual who's quite tall, very sort of rake thin. They are dressed in a very smart, sort of almost like a drain pipe like suit with a big bow tie and a cape, black on the outside, red sort of velvet on the inside, with a hat on top. But they are wearing a very plain face mask. Again, just eyes, lips. You can see there, but they've just got a white mask on and magician-like gloves on it. And they sort of like look at you, all 3 of you, and they sort of do a little wave, as sort of like as one in greeting.
Hello. Apologies for the damage to the tree that did the falling. Sorry, you. My name is Augustus. You are
the creature itself. Sort of like looks up to the tree, sort of like goes, shrugs a little bit, and then there's a big bow, and then sort of taps the sign of Otherworldly Thurston. And then points to themselves.
So your name is Otherworldly Thurston?
Nods, very much in agreement.
Right. We've come to see your show.
I was like, oh, and then sort of emotions like, right now?
I'm going to look to Molly and Choo Choo, and now?
Yeah, we're big fans of street performers.
I like show, and we're busy later with sledding.
It sort of nods, like goes, I understand how important sledding is, and sort of beckons you to come into the caravan, like opens up and is like very much like come in, like about to do a grand gesture, if you see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Thank you very much.
I've never seen a show in a caravan before. This is exciting.
All three of you step into this caravan, and instantly it is one of those it's bigger on the inside type jobs. You can see it sort of opens up into almost like a very beautiful blanket-like fort. There are cushions of all different sizes, bean bags. There's a smell of sort of like incense or your favorite sort of smells of like cookies and all that sort of thing. And there's a sense of like candy cane and popcorn and candy floss. And you can see that there's no one else in here. But it's massive. It feels like a very big, like, I'm trying to think of something that's not a pub, but you know, like a big sort of back room, but with lots of soft furnishings and stuff. And the lights as well. It's very gentle in here. And there's like little plinky plonky music. At the front, there is a stage with a roaming sort of spotlight. Otherworldly person sort of indicates that you can sit anywhere, but then sort of like motions, if you sit down, it sort of motions you to come towards the front so that the front row is filled. And then it sort of indicates like one moment and ducks behind the curtains at the stage. Molly, you get a gentle sort of tap on your shoulder, and you turn around and you see like a popcorn machine with sort of big sort of eyes, and it sort of like gets out like a little thing, and it sort of I don't know how to describe it. It just vomits out the popcorn and then takes a moment and it goes hut, and then like a little bit of caramel comes on top of the popcorn and hands it over to you.
That popcorn machine just hocked to it on my popcorn.
This is a children's game, but yes, hot to in that sense. Caramel.
Wow. It turns out she was always talking about popcorn, and we just
That was we were thinking.
Exactly, it was our own dirty minds.
Ooh, yummy! Thank you.
A few more extra kernels come out as it sort of motions away. Augustus, you get a tap on your shoulder, and you turn around and you can see a machine that seems to be split into two. One has like a red slurry, and one has like a half blue slurry going inside of it, and it sort of motions like, would you like a drink of some sort?
Oh yes, please. That would be nice. Can I have a half and half?
It sort of gently nods, and it goes up to one of its nostrils and nose, and it goes and like pulls that like one of the sort of red slurry goes, and then it goes. You see, it has sort of some sort of brain freeze, and then it goes over to the other nostril and goes, and same sort of thing. It's again, it sort of isn't in pain when it does it. You can just tell that's how it sort of operates. And then there's a little bit of a moment where it does like one or two less strips, and then passes it over to you, and then gives you a couple of straws to share between the three of you.
Oh, thank you very much.
And then Choo Choo, you also feel a tap on your shoulder, and you see there is a small individual, very much like Pixie, is like, do you want some sweets? We've got some candies. We've got some thin mints. We've got some chocolates. And so it has it's got an open box, essentially.
Oh, all of them?
Oh, the special? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you can see the person sort of sets down the box a little bit on a little stool and then opens the individual baggies.
I tell you what, I'll drive past like you're a platform and just stuff as much as you can in each of the carriages.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. So then both Molly and Augustus see this of like suddenly they go woo woo as Choo Choo comes down, and you see this small sort of pixie-like person sort of like throwing sweets into, you've got the sort of peanut-covered ones, you've got some mint ones, like a whole range of non-branded chocolates and sweets that go into each of the carriages. What I will say is that they will maybe set or stick together because it's quite warm in here. So I'll leave that up to your own device. But yes, each of you now has another item of sweets and condiments that you're more than welcome to put down and use. But yeah, it's a couple of moments, and it's only you three in this particular room, this particular venue. Is there anything that you're looking around to do or chatting to each other?
I was going to say Molly's just started eating the popcorn.
Oh, it's delicious. Really nice. Yeah.
Augustus is going to rearrange the cushions so he makes himself like a little orangutan nest with the cushions and sort of sits down with his with the drink and sort of looks at Choo Choo. Thinks about getting some of the sweets and then goes, no, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll leave those.
You could have one if you really want one. All you have to do is ask nicely.
Well, okay. I would very much like something in the rear carriage.
Of course. Take as much as you want. It's good to share. That's what Bonnie taught me.
Now, do your carriage roofs come off, or do I have to gain access through the windows and the doors?
You have to gain access through the windows and the doors.
So I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna grab one of these little chocolates that's in the rear carriage.
That tickles.
You said you couldn't feel anything.
I can feel tickles.
You can feel tickles. It's a tickly chocolate. Oh, I'm not so sure about this anymore.
It's okay. I'll tell you what. Detach the carriage and then take it out, because then I won't be able to feel it.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna very, very gingerly disengage the back carriage.
The buffers. Yeah.
It's fine now. The tickle goes through the coupling.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to reach back in and try and grab a chocolate.
Yeah.
No, I'm really kidding.
Stop! I don't like this. This is. I feel like I'm invading your privacy. It feels weird. I'm
sorry. No, it's okay. I tell you what. Just tip it up and shake. It'll all come out.
Do I pick it up? I pick it up off the tracks and just shake it on top of the drink and put it back down on the tracks. And look at my drink and think,
couple me back. If you could have, at least do that.
Oh, I am sorry. And I recouple the back carriage to the middle carriage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Choo Choo. That was very weird.
Yeah, it's almost like a weird sort of salt checky thing, but you have stuff like the versions of Skittles, that sort of thing. Like it's stuff that shouldn't go on a Slurpee. Like it's anything where you're like the frozen yogurt, but it's like but also chocolate and that's frozen solid. But it's being in this place. You guys can feel like the sense of excitement. Again, it's like candy and sweet and delightful. So there's a sense of excitement a little bit. And yeah, I love that idea. This sort of nest. Yeah, everyone else is sort of sat on there like a couple of like pillars and stuff, and you just see the eyes of Augustus out a little bit, like looking out. There's a few moments, and then sort of the lights sort of dim a little bit, and the spotlight goes on, and there's like a drum roll from the back, and then it stops, and the light aims at the curtains, and nothing happens. The drum roll happens again, like as the spotlight goes around, and then stops at the curtains, and nothing happens. And it's waiting. It's on there. Like again, you're at the front, and you can feel like the sort of not heat, but you can definitely feel the silence is enveloping all three of you now. Like even if the odd crunch of the popcorn. Thurston doesn't appear.
It's okay, otherworldly Thurston. I'm sure you're really good. You don't have to be frightened. You can come out to your show. You think he's frightened.
Is this part of the show? Is this meant to happen?
Is this a trick?
Don't know.
Maybe he's got lost.
Oh.
Lost? How big is this place?
I don't know, but maybe it's dark and then they got lost.
Dark? Oh.
Should we ask the popcorn machine?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Hello, popcorn.
And suddenly appears next to you.
What's happening to the show, please?
Blah, 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 blah. And then points to Choo Choo, saying, sort of indicating that Choo Choo has the right idea in that Thurston might have stage fright.
Oh.
I'll go. It's all right. I'll go and talk to him.
Okay.
You do that.
And I'll shoot up and pop through the curtains and go and see if I can find otherworldly Thurston.
Yeah, you chug along, maybe a little bit heavy, laden down with your sweets. And yet you sort of chug around the side, and easily enough. Again, as you go past one curtain, instantly it's again like the back's kind of a very, very small theatre. You know, like you can see Thurston is sort of there, like a little bit hand-wringing, like looking at, like gently sort of peeking through a curtain, and then like shaking a little bit. But yeah, he looks very nervous, even with the mask on.
Hello, Thurston.
Sort of reacts as if like overreacts that you're there.
Oh, it's okay. I'm Choo Choo.
Nods.
And I'm one of your audience.
If the mask shows sweat and fear, it does.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I wanted to come here and tell you that it's very normal to be frightened. Bonnie was in a play once at Christmas, and she played a star, and everybody looked at her, and she was scared. But then, when she did sing her song, everybody really liked it and clapped her, and she felt good. And I thought I've got a way of proving to you that sometimes the tension beforehand, it builds up, but then once you face your fear and you go out and you step out in front of everybody, then it's okay. Would you like to see?
There's a moment where it sort of, again, does sort of like is listening and sort of very nervously like fidgeting with their hands, and sort of looks to you and sort of does a big sort of nod, but very cautiously. Doesn't know what you're about to do.
Do you know what one of these is? And I take out my Jack-in-the-Box.
Amazing. Sort of like picks it up a little bit. Again, very much that sort of like you put it there. It's fairly big. I don't know how you fitted it into your carriage, because I feel like the size goes up and down a little bit.
I'm bigger on the inside as well.
Yeah, I relate to this whole place. When Thurston picks it up, it's in the palm of their hand a little bit, and they sort of look at it and sort of like indicate like a motion to use the wind up crank and then like surprise out at you.
Yes, it's a Jack-in-the-Box, and I think this Jack-in-the-Box is very much like you at the moment, because this Jack-in-the-Box is hidden behind their lid, and they're there and they're in the dark, and they want to do their performance and do what they want to do, but they're constricted, and then I turn the wheel around and the tension sort of builds, and they must be so frightened in there in the dark or cowering in a corner. But then like the moment starts to approach when finally they can show themselves to the world and what they can do. And then finally they allow themselves with all their heart to show their talent to the world and make it a better place. And it goes ping, and this most beautiful, I think it's like a Jack-in-the-Box, almost like with butterfly wings. And out of this really dusty, mouldy box comes this thing of wonderful beauty that sort of manages to flap. As you can see, it was all worth it, because isn't this beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
This is something beautiful put into the world, and I'm sure if you crank your handle, you'll put something beautiful in the world too.
All right, I'm going to ask you to make a friend. I think you're appealing to them.
I think I am, and I am sorry about crank your handle, everybody.
No.
You did very well not to laugh.
Oh no,
Until that point, I was welling up with tears.
Yeah, I was feeling it, and then I was like, nope.
Emotional. And you really cut that dead.
Halfway through, I was off.
Damn,
that.
yeah. Yeah, so 2d6 plus mush.
I got a +1 on mush.
And you got a +1 because I'm going to say you're using your Jack-in-the-Box as well to demonstrate
I
a
am,
point.
aren't I? Yes.
Yeah.
So I got a +2.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's an 8. So that's a 10. That's a 10.
10, excellent. So they respond well to your friendly advances, and so choose one. They give you a gift, they tell you important information, or you gain one wish. You can choose one of those.
I would like some important information.
Excellent. Yeah, so what happens is, so you do that hospital. You can see like Thurston's like looking very like going closer and closer as you're doing that, building the tension, and it's like this creature is sort of like really close. And then as the Jack-in-the-Box appears, and as you described this incredible, beautiful creature with butterfly wings, it actually says something. It says, "Better not tell you now," and then goes back into the box. And Thurston's like, sort of like nods a little bit and goes into one of their pockets and draws something and shows you an image of a very detailed image of the caravan itself, and it, you know, because it's got the lettering on the side, and starts to draw essentially the reason why they are lacking confidence a little bit, and it's because you can see that there's a moment where Thurston's driving through like lots of fields, like again getting ready to go, seeing a scarecrow, and the scarecrow then following this caravan, and then one night the scarecrow being in the audience of a practice thing, and then every so often like getting closer and closer until the scarecrow takes something. You can see it's almost like a description of something, like a looks like a beautiful scarf essentially, and sort of Thurston goes, like, sort of indicates to you that it's a scarf of various importance, and without it they use it to help them. But then moving on to another pad, perhaps, is like, maybe I don't need that scarf anymore.
It was never the scarf, Thurston. It was always you.
And so again, holds their hands up to the heart, and then sort of like goes into one of the sleeves and pulls out a flower, and then sort of hands it to you.
Thank you. I'll wear it behind my ear equivalent part.
The person puts it in the crown on your stack.
There we go, yes.
and sort of then motions you to go back and get ready to for the show.
Yes. Break a leg. No,
Freezes.
No. It's a saying. I don't know why.
Sort of exaggerated, like getting the sweat off the brow. And yes, and then finally the drum roll again for the third time. But you see Choo Choo coming back, Augustus and Molly. Maybe you've eaten quite a lot of the popcorn and drunk at this point, and so it's a little bit like everything's a little bit sticky, but the excitement is still there. And then the drum roll goes, the spotlight comes, and the curtains finally open, and Thurston stands out onto the stage. The spotlight goes over, and it feels like a more grander thing. You can actually feel like, you look around, maybe Augustus, you look around your desk, you actually see all the other machines of stuff, the Slurpee machine, the popcorn machine, and the little basically they've all come in behind you guys as well to watch the show and help themselves to their various bits and pieces. But Thurston appears on stage and does a dramatic sort of like flourish, and the machines behind you gently applaud and sort of encourage you guys to also like sort of gently applaud to get Thurston out. There's like suddenly like a loudspeaker that comes up, and actually looking behind you, you can see the small pixie like fairy person is talking into it in a very deep gravelly voice. It says, "So, a being from another world, Thurston," and then as like a noise, surname redacted, is here to show you the wonders of magic and the powers of the wood that could all be yours with a little practice and some upfront payment. and then sort of goes round, sort of shakes hands with all three of you, and sort of like points to you, Molly, and indicates for you to come up on stage if you would like to.
Yes, straight up.
Yay, Molly.
There's like a Molly, and the other machines start to clap as well. Thurston brings out like a little stool and like almost like sort of collapsible stool, brings it out, emotion, like sort of offers a hand to help you sit up on it, and then gets out like a big old pad and makes a note on it, and it turns it over, and in very scrawly, like wobbly letters, the question it reads is, "What is your greatest wish?" and holds it up to you and points to you.
That's a lot of letters. Can someone help me read this, please?
Thurston looks at the audience and sort of motions the question to ask to Molly.
It's, what is your biggest fish?
Oh, I don't really know.
No, that's not what it says. It's close, but it's not quite right. It says, what is your greatest wish?
Oh. My greatest wish is to find a best friend.
Sort of like nods in agreement, turns the thing back over and sort of rubs it out, and then starts to write on it, and then says, turns it over and says like, friendship comes in great Yeah, and I guess again, Augustus and the tutor would read it out, I guess, but like, the friendship comes in all shapes and sizes. But the true friends we make are along the way and helping each other out. But the best kind of magic comes from within, and puts the board down and goes to pull something out of the hot dog. So I realize your ears aren't on display.
No.
Curses!
I would like you to roll for me. This is a special move that I've got because first and so this is the Magician's Apprentice. When you witness magic being performed, real or perceived, I want you to roll plus noodle and let me know what you get.
My mighty 0 for noodle. That's a 9.
A 9. So you can choose one. You believe the magic is real, but you cannot wield it for your own benefit. Or you believe the magic is illusionary, but no one believes you.
I believe it's real.
Mm-hmm. Goes inside of the goes to make like a very sleight of hand of the hand going into the hot dog. It's a bit of a rooting around routine as Thurston's like putting his ear close to the bun, going back out, etc. And pulls out a picture, like a photograph, like an old photograph, like a Polaroid photograph, and flips it over, and it is the picture of your family that you took before going out in all of your costumes. What does it look like?
It's taken in like outside the front door, and there's cobwebs around the porch and some pumpkins, pretty terribly carved pumpkins. The picture shows 2 women, grown-ups, one dressed as a little bucket of fries, and the other dressed as a milkshake, which includes like a little jaunty angled hat with a straw top coming out of it.
Love it.
And then I'm standing between them looking absolutely thrilled with myself.
Thurston starts to look at it and sort of looks to you and sort of just hands it back to you. And there's a sort of like motions that like sort of that you in the picture, and sort of makes a motion with their hand over their heart, almost like a beating heart, and saying that your notion of friends and making friends must come from a very good place. And since then it looks to the audience, and there's the emotion to be like round of applause for this wonderful assistant, and helps you back off your chair. How do you feel in this moment?
I think initially Molly's just very excited and really thrilled, and how clever that they've managed to produce a photo of me and my parents, and I'm clutching the Polaroid and jumping up and down a little bit in my hot dog costume so that it bounces up and down and obscures my eyes and then reveals my eyes and obscures my eyes and then reveals my eyes.
Oh, how sweet.
But then maybe as I come down from the stage and go to sit back on my beanbag, I look at the picture and just feel a little bit worried about when I should go home.
This is the picture taken before the incident, and you have a lot of mixed emotions that are up here in the top of your chest, and sometimes your chest feels a little bit tight as a result, because you didn't mean it, but it's not fair, and these words come out at you, and again, I'll leave what your parents are when they're angry, if they get angry to you. But I think the idea of disappointment and disappointing them because you lashed out, even though how right or wrong you maybe, the reason why you feel like you wish to make friends and stuff like that and be everyone's friend is because you don't like seeing people sad and disappointed through things. Maybe you remember your parents arguing over trivial things or having a hard day at work, and how there was a sadness to that, and they shouldn't be sad because you're not sad, and yeah, you have all those sort of big feelings at the top of your chest as you're looking at this picture, but yeah, you keep it to your side. The show continues with various tricks and stuff. There's a whole routine of like gets out like a coat rack, one of the standing coat racks, and that whole sort of routine of like putting the arm through a coat and pretending to be 2 people at the same time, doing magic tricks with that sort of thing. Getting maybe Augustus comes up on stage at one point. Augustus, why don't you describe the magic trick that you get involved in, and we'll see how we go from there.
So Augustus is going to be brought up on stage, and was Thurston wearing a hat?
Yes. Yeah, there's like a big top hat.
Yeah, Thurston takes off their hat and shows it to the audience, shows it to Augustus. There's nothing in there. It's an empty hat.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thurston's going to put his hand in the hat and pull something out. And it's going to be a little rabbit out of the hat. And he's going to put that back in and then show the audience, and there's nothing in the hat anymore. There's no rabbit. The rabbit's gone. But then he's going to get Augustus to do the same. So Augustus reaches in to the hat and pulls out a squirrel. And it's a tiny little squirrel in the palm of his hand. And Augustus is like, oh my, there was no squirrel in the hat, and now there's one in my hand. And look at that little squirrel. He's eating a nut.
Yeah.
Can you see him eating a nut? I can see him eating a nut.
Eats the nuts, does a little tap dance routine on your hand.
Augustus is just, cock a hoop. He couldn't be happier with the proceedings. And he looks at Thurston and goes, do I put it back in the hat? Do I set it free? Is this your squirrel? Is the squirrel of its own? And like, he's asking so many questions, and Thurston just sort of just calmly nods to the hat. So I go, oh, certainly, and it just sort of places the squirrel back in the hat. Very
gently, yes, absolutely.
And then looks in the hat, and there's nothing there. Shows the audience, and the squirrel's gone.
Yeah. So this idea of delight, this idea of like, it's something unexpected, because you're like, oh, it's a rabbit, etc. Oh, squirrel that tap dances. Oh, where is it gone? I think it just brings delight to Augustus as a result. I'd say, Choo Choo, as you're watching this and enjoying the show, again, maybe helping yourself to the various accoutrements from your different carriages and the caboose. Can you make for me a gather check for me, please? A gander check, sorry. Gather check. Gander, please.
Gander is noodle. Uh-oh.
It is. Take a second to survey your surroundings, please.
I'm well bad at noodle. I have no noodle. Oh, guys, I'm so bad at noodle.
Oh, no.
It's a 2. Oh, no, wait. No. That thing's a 6 on these dice. I thought that was the bad symbol, but that's a good symbol. But I mean, that's still 6, 7, 8. So that's still only a 7.
That's
so
still only a 7. That's not...
Oh, no, but that's a mixed...
This train we're on is like... Amazing. So, did you say, sorry, as an 8, did you say?
I don't know what I said at the end. 7. It was
7. That's okay. That's all right. So you can choose one of the following. You infer something important about the folks who live in this area. You notice an item that piques your interest. You see someone you could help, or that could help you, or you notice something dangerous that would be wise to avoid.
I would like to notice something dangerous that would be wise to avoid. Let's get some peril up in this show.
Some peril, absolutely. Taken in by the sounds and the sights. Again, it's quite an intimate sort of magic show, and you notice that, like, whilst Molly, was initially excited, has been a bit subdued and maybe has lost in their own thoughts a little bit. Augustus is obviously amazed that Augustus can now do magic. That's sort of the vibe as a result, and is busily chatting to you, again, in the way of like, you watch a movie and someone's chatting alongside it. It's a little frustrating, but it's fine. Like the wonder is there. So you're with your friends and you've got the machines behind you all chittering and seeing this routine. But you just so happen just to like shuffle one of your carriages and stuff, and then you sort of have that feeling on the back of your stack, on the back of your sort of engine. That sort of little thing that you feel like you're being watched in some respect. And you just look round, and at the back, sort of standing up on a single sort of prong, its arms spread out, is a scarecrow. Right at the back. Like, if it could, you think it could lie on like a bean bag or something like that, but it's just stood right at the back in the shadows, watching.
Augustus.
What?
Don't look now. But behind... No, don't look. But behind us is a scarecrow in the shadows. And when I was talking to Thurston, he told me about a scarecrow that had been following him and that took his scarf and was generally a bit of a bully.
Tom, wait.
No,
So,
don't look round.
just,
Don't look round.
I'm not gonna. I'm not. I'm not
eyes
turning.
front.
I'm not
eyes
turning.
front.
I'm not turning.
It looked like you were turning.
I'm not turning.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that you can see what I'm gonna. I'm just trying to talk to you in hushed tones. So
Okay. How about I just move around here? I'll just
that's
right
a
in front
much
of you.
better idea. Come in the nest.
Yeah. Easy
Oh,
enough.
so cozy.
So there's a scarecrow at the back of the room.
Yeah. And I don't think he's here for the popcorn, if you know what I mean.
Do you think he's some sort of? What does that even mean? Like, do scarecrows eat? I don't know.
No, I think I meant, enjoy the show.
Oh, right, okay. Do you think he's here for another scarf?
Oh, I hope not. You get so cold if you lost 2 of them.
Well, that's kind of what I think, and we don't have any scarves.
Whoa,
Molly,
Ollie,
What?
Ollie, get in the
What?
nest.
get in the nest.
Oh, okay. This is fun.
Yeah, you sort of launch yourself in, the little legs kicking as you get in with the hot dog costume.
Squeeze in.
Yeah, all 3 of you are in.
Our new friend is being bullied
Oh no.
yeah, I know, by a scarecrow. And scarecrow, don't look.
Just a
But the
peep.
scarecrow, no, don't look.
Don't look.
Just a little peep.
Don't look.
Don't
Just a
look.
little peep.
Don't-
I'm going
don't
to
look.
Oh no,
pry
she's
open
looking.
2 cushions at the back.
Yeah.
And just push my eyes up against.
So you have your eyes and the costume, so like it's almost like
Yeah.
double. Yeah. You look back over the rows of beanbags and stuff, and you do see the scarecrow. However, it is now 2 rows closer to you.
It's not at the back anymore.
Where is it?
Closer to the front, nearer us. I think they're coming this way.
Hang on, wait a minute. I poke my face out. Thurston?
Thurston is like doing a very precarious, like sort of painting, like upside down painting, and has just revealed it to turn it over to be like a beautiful, like tree
that's
or something.
Very good. That's very, very good.
Mhm.
But could you, for 1 second, take a little bit of an interval and get in the nest?
Sort of like sort of looks at a big watch, and it sort of like burp, 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 as it sort of indicates it is break time, and it goes, sort of yes, and it sort of goes, and then it indicates like lights should come up, etc., and then sort of makes its way over and sort of like peers into the nest a little bit.
All the way in, come on. There's room. Everything's bigger on the inside in here.
Yeah, even this nest that you've made. Yeah, it's interesting the way Thurston sort of gets into this gap that maybe you've created, where you sort of back out, mask and face first, and then slides in a little bit like a snake, and then sort of rejigs themselves, and is sort of sat cross-legged next to Molly and next to Augustus, and sort of looks expectantly.
So Thurston, I wanted to bring you somewhere safe and warm, to tell you this, but and don't look, because someone's looked already and that didn't go very well. So don't look, but the scarecrow's back, and he's a little bit closer than he was before.
Instantly they see the hands shake a little bit.
It's okay. It's
and
okay.
it goes towards where the neck would have been, where their scarf would have had.
Yes, yeah, I know. We can't let him take more scarves.
Shakes.
Particularly as you don't have any. You can't have negative scarves.
There's a moment where the Thurston goes and sort of goes into the sleeve and pulls out quite a few scarves and holds
Oh my
back to each other.
goodness, he could take so many scarves.
Sort of nods like worriedly.
This could jeopardize your entire show.
Nods like a lot, and then desperately tries to stuff them back into the sleeve, like badly, like the bits poking out and stuff.
I'm going to peep again.
No, don't. Oh no.
Just a little peep.
It's 2 rows away from you.
Oh. Okay. I've got a plan. Would you like to hear it?
What's your plan?
Be quick with your plan.
Okay. We're in a nest. How about, so we're hidden. How about we lift the nest up and go a little bit further away from it and put it down? And just keep doing that until we're out of the wagon.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this could work. I hope so. I like the idea.
This sounds like a genius plan that's happening here. So
your aim is to try and get out of the wagon with Thurston in your nest of stuff. So let's plan this out. So what are people doing to help with this operation? And then we'll roll the relevant moves. And then depending on how many successes that you get, because there's 3 of you at Thurston, it's just a round. So they won't make an action themselves. But you could always direct them to do something, etc. But it'll be on your roll. But yeah, you'll need 2 successes or 2. So ideally, I was going to say. So with this, presumably a 10 plus would be a success. Mixed results will make, depending on the roll, make you get what you want. But there's a complication. I think will also count as a success, but depending on what the move is that we do. But yes, that's how I'm going to rule it. But basically, yeah, if you get 6 or below is a failure for sure. So how are you going to move this wonderful nest of beanbags and pillows and blankets out of otherworldly Thurston's magic caravan?
As I was the orchestrator as such of this, then I think it's probably wisest if I try to maintain some sort of structural integrity of the cushions and the blankets. Does anyone have any sort of does anyone think that I shouldn't be doing this?
I think you're the biggest, so that's your best work would be that.
Okay, and what's everyone else going to be doing?
I could do more peeping.
Peeping's good because we need to know where we're going. We need a lookout.
Oh, yeah. Don't look at the scarecrow, look at where we're going. That's a very good idea.
All right.
Choo-choo? What are you going to do?
I can't lift anything.
Correct.
So I'm not much use there. So if you can hold it and Thurston can lift and carry and move, what I thought I could do was cover our tracks. By
That is a valiant play on words, sir.
Thank you. I thought I could stuff a sweet in my stack, and then if I hold my nose and blow very hard, I can fire it out of it, and it can land somewhere that we're not, and cause a distraction.
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to say, are you going to try and become some sort of cannon?
Well, I suppose I am shooting things, but not at him, because, that's not very nice. Even though he's not very nice, it doesn't mean we have to be not nice to him. That's something Bonnie told me.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Can't bully a bully. That makes you one. You can shoot sweets near them to distract them. That's fine.
A warning shot. Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like Molly for sure will be taking a gander. So that'll be with roll noodle. I feel like the other 2, correct me if I'm wrong, unless you see something else. I think it's either scoot away, which would be a catch-all term. But if you're doing something physical, maybe the cause mischief one. But I wonder if it's just scoot away for both of you. You're both again, you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So that would be with roll steam for both Augustus and for Choo Choo. But I think if you're taking a gander, that'll be roll noodle. So let's go and do that, and just let me know what level of success you have.
I have got a 9.
Okay. Success, mixed success.
I've got a 4.
That's a failure.
I've got an 11.
Oh, success. Look at that. Amazing. Let's go through them in order then, shall we? So, because you will still succeed. So we don't need to worry about the descriptions too much. But I do want to at least take the opportunity to look at what we could get. So, Molly, what I'd say is that you're looking ahead. We'll resolve it. We'll do the plan in a second, but just to get the information. So you're looking ahead. One of those 4 options you can get again. So you see someone, I think it would probably be one of the top 2. So you infer something important about the folks in this area, or you notice an item that could pique your interest and you would gain that item. It'll be out of reach. I think the other 2, see someone you could help. There isn't anyone else here per se, and something dangerous, you know what that is. So if you want to pick one of those, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, infer something important.
Cool. So I'll come back to that in a second. Scoot away. So it's choose 2. Sorry for your gather. So you'll get both of them because you got an 11.
Oh yes.
Sorry, that's my bad. So you get both of those. So that's fine. So have a think about the item. Scoot away. So the mixed success was you get away, but you leave something important behind. You get away, but leave an obvious trail. You don't escape, but your movement catches the attention of any folks nearby. So you can pick one of those. Choo-choo.
So what I was thinking is that I will leave something important behind it, and I'll just basically I'll all the sweets are used up.
Yeah, I like
in
that.
my distraction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you're shooting. That makes total sense.
Yeah. So they're all gone. They're just all gone.
And then scoot away. So on a -6, you don't escape. We'll put that to one side. Describe an opening you'd hope to exploit, and the narrator describes how that path is close to you. But you mark 1 XP for failing anyway, so you get that, and mark 1 relevant harm tag. What kind of opening are you? What kind of thing would you see that is close to you? I think you still escape because overall you do succeed with this plan. But I think for Augustus, yeah, you'll get some sort of harm, but you get the XP. But I want to describe this as a sort of opening or a place where you're like, oh, this way, and then it doesn't necessarily work out. If you see what I mean.
I wonder if it could be that in the panic to do what I need to do, I don't do it that well. So the nest itself starts to come apart a little bit, and so the harm is a sense of I should have done better and I failed. Oof. So there's a little element of like I've let everyone down.
Yeah.
Even though we've succeeded, overall there has been a failure on my part, and that hurts.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, as you're starting to move this whole thing, suddenly the integrity of the structure, a pillow falls, like almost one beanbag splits, and suddenly you're raining down these horrible things, and you're like, and so you again feel tired, oh no, we're going to get caught, and it's my fault, because I've made the distraction worse. Absolutely, yeah. So, for Molly, as you're slowly making your way, like again in the dark, slowly picking your way. Maybe you'll every so often, Molly, you're looking at the feet and you think, oh, there's a proper chair there, and turning around and stuff like that. It totally makes sense, like because you're almost like a periscope. I realize with the hot dog, looking around, you can't move your neck; you have to move the whole thing.
Yep,
I love it.
Pivoting only.
We'll go to the item first. What item piques your interest?
I think I see a lantern.
And
I think that might be useful.
Yeah, it's maybe a lantern that they've used at the back to do the spotlights, perhaps. And you can see maybe they've done like shadow puppetry and stuff there. So it's one of those ones that you could pick up and it's about it. But yeah, it's far at the back. The folks. So when you look around, this is the scary thing, I think, and you all feel it, is that every time you look to where the scarecrow is, it's clearly closer, but it doesn't move when you look at it. Very much Doctor Who Weeping Angel style. And you don't hear it either. It doesn't have any legs. It clearly has this one pole that clearly it just gets closer and closer and closer. It does have a face. You can see it every so often, like you again, you're not looking at it, but every so you just catch it in the corner of your eye. You see that it has a face painted on like a sack or something, very crudely drawn. You can see like 2 like vertical like splodges for eyes and like a face, like a horizontal one for a face. As you are slowly making your way, because you do succeed by getting to the caravan entrance with the sort of the blankets and the curtains and stuff, and you can see the door. You sort of see the face of this creature, and it goes from like a very sort of like serious, like sort of like neutral face to an upside down, sad face. And you can even see there starts to be like little teardrops as if painted on as it sort of tries to get closer. It looks sad. What does Molly do?
Consults the committee.
Yeah, you stand by the door. It doesn't move when you're not looking at it. So yeah.
Am I looking at the scarecrow at this point?
You've said you weren't looking at it. So I think every so often you just happen to catch it, maybe in a reflection of a mirror or something like that in this place. So yeah, you see it's getting closer, but it's very slow, and yeah, you see it. It looks sad. You again, just I think because of that connection you had with your parents, and those feelings. Suddenly you're like, oh, that's a feeling that I feel, but it's on the outside, and you can see it very deliberately as a result.
Okay, stop, everybody, stop! I've noticed the scarecrow's sad. Actually,
what do you mean? It's sad.
But look at its face. It's sad.
I think at this point I'm going to turn around and look at it.
It's very close to you, maybe about 6 foot away. And yeah, you can see it's it looks very sad, and it seems to have tears coming out of its, not actual tears, but drawn on tears on the bag. But it doesn't move. It just, again, hands outstretched like in typical scarecrow form. Looks sad.
Augustus is going to address the scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, excuse me, I don't know if you're aware, but you following us is quite disturbing to us, so I'd appreciate if you stopped.
Doesn't respond.
Can you communicate with us in any way, shape, or form?
Doesn't respond.
Molly's going to sort of cock her head on the side and look quizzically at it. And I don't think Molly's not scared now. She's very curious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go straight up to the scarecrow and sort of tug on whatever bit of the scarecrow where a hand would be.
I'd say like it whilst like it's a bit higher up stuff, you can easily like grab one of the arms on the thing and you can tug on it. Yeah. And
it's going to give a little.
It comes loose from the mooring of the thing.
Okay.
So.
Creepy. But Molly doesn't find it creepy.
No.
Molly's just going to tug gently on the hand and say, Scarecrow, are you terribly sad?
No response.
Molly, what are you doing?
I think I know what might help. And then Molly's going to throw her arms around the Scarecrow and give it a really tight squeeze and say, my mummy says hugs always make you feel a little bit better, even if you're very sad.
Ooh. I think this is make a friend again. I think
You're making a friend with a creepy scarecrow.
Molly's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Is Molly a haunted Victorian child?
You know, I have a weak
Dressed as a
spot
hot
for
dog.
haunted children.
In a hot dog costume.
Yeah.
The most
The
ghostly.
creepiest of
That's like a
Victorian
modern-
haunted
yeah.
children.
It has completely changed what people look like. Yeah. It's actually a tea service. It's like, that Polaroid actually was one of the old-fashioned like death photos. You know?
Her family's been dead for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right. Roll 2d6 plus mush, please.
Okay, so I've got a +1 for mush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is a mighty 6.
So what I'd say is that is a failure currently. And
Yeah.
they're wary of intent and keep your distance. But if you would like to, because you do have a wish, you may spend a wish to change the result of your roll to a result of your choosing. So it doesn't mean it's you could put it as like a full success if you'd like, but you can choose anything on the tier. And that's the thing I would say as well. If you ever want to use a wish to go, actually, I want to fail a roll, you can do that as well. But that is an option to you if you would like to use your wish.
I would like to use my wish, and I would like to use it to just go up to a mixed success.
They are hesitant, but can be convinced to be your friend. Choose one. They ask you to make an unbreakable promise. They require a valuable gift in exchange for their friendship. Okay. Would you like to choose one of those?
They're going to ask me to make an unbreakable promise.
Ooh. How does it look like? Because again, you know this is a big move, right? And you maybe take a big breath, and you go and you hug, and it is just straw. It is just like you can feel the pole, you can feel that the thing about it, and it's a decent size, but you can get your arms all the way around. And listening close to this like straw, you can gently hear the sound of a beating heart. And as you look up, the face is bent down to you, the tears like stopping, and you feel in one of its pockets there's something in it, and you go and you pick it out, and it's the scarf. And in the scarf there is like a note in very scratchy handwriting, and it says, I'm afraid that they'll eat me.
Oh no.
Augustus, you can see, you're like, oh God, and Chuchu, you can see this as well. And Thunson, you're all peering out of this collapsing nest of pillows and stuff, and you can see this. Like every time you blink, it moves of some sort. Like it's very not jaggy motions or anything like that, but it clearly goes to a different state. But it doesn't. It's not harming Molly. It's not gone for her or anything like that. But she's now reading this letter, and Thurston sort of indicates to you, Chuchu, that that's my scarf.
Could you communicate with it, Thurston?
Thurston sort of goes into their pockets a little bit and like pulls out the the card, like the thing to write notes on, and writes a question and points it to you guys. Goes, "What do you want me to ask it?"
Molly, what do you think we should ask your new friend?
What are you afraid? Oh well, I mean, for the benefit of the story, one of you guys has had to read the note to me because
Yes, yeah, of course, yeah. Person says, yeah, exactly.
I think we need to find out what Scarecrow is scared of. What's going to eat Scarecrow?
Thurston sort of like wipes the board and like makes the sort of thing like what are you afraid will eat you, and puts it up. And there's a moment, and then you feel again in one of the pockets, like it's almost as if like internally this creature can create communication of something. And you find like a notebook. It's clearly quite a scratched notebook with pages ripped out, and it's one of the pages at the back, it says horses.
Oh.
Oh.
So, because you're made of straw, you're worried the horses are going to eat you. Would that be accurate?
There's another sort of note that comes out saying, the woods said if I didn't behave, the horses would come after me.
Well, then maybe you should stop stealing scarves.
Yeah.
There's a big pause. And another note, again, Molly, you get this, and you sounding out the words a little bit, and it goes, I wanted to be someone different.
Now that I can understand.
Or Scarecrow is looking for a disguise.
Thurston, you wouldn't happen to have a fancy dress box in this lovely establishment?
Thurston sort of goes, drops everything. And so the final pillar just sort of falls down and sort of goes like one moment indicates, rushes past the Scarecrow, rushes past Molly, goes to the stage, and you hear lots of tinkering and sounds and stuff, and the curtains are pulled back, and there's a quick change wardrobe, like circular thing, and indicates that, yes, there's like a fancy dress but can make magic happen.
Oh, wow. Have you got any squirrels in there?
It's sort of like, doesn't happen, no squirrels. It's sort of off the clock, I think, as well.
Oh, no, that's fair. They have to have a break too.
Mm-hmm. Sort of nods.
So, Mr. Scarecrow, what would you like to look like?
I think he's got to get in there first. And that's interesting because that only happens if we're not... everybody, blink really fast.
It's almost like a time lapse of something, but rather than doing the most direct route, like, again, Molly, you can feel it as well. Like maybe there's a moment where you feel like a big quick hug as the arms wrap around you, just as a thank you, and you can see like again just juddery, like, but rather than going for the straight route just down one way, it takes its time going around all the seats for no real reason, and then gets up and is on the stage. And yeah, you see the lights really bright on it. You can see it's got like an old, long, sort of almost like duster cloak, straw out of everything. It's clearly like wear and tear and stuff. And yeah, this sort of sack sort of face with like currently now like a anticipation, like the eyes have changed to be like, ooh, like ready for change. That sort of look on their face. And Thurston is like looks to you three and is like, are we ready to try this?
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's do it. And I think, yeah, Molly's excited now, and she's just sort of clapping and bouncing up and down a little bit.
I don't want to make you roll for this, but I think you do get reward because you're resolving a problem. So you pursue hope. So everyone, I think you again, and this comes from what Chuchi was saying before to Thurston. I think everyone gets a +1 hope now. So everyone gets that for this hope as this sort of like you do this, and you can see this magical sort of like hula hoop type thing with like streamers and stuff like that. It's quite, you can't see through it. It somehow encompasses the whole of the Scarecrow, and it goes up, and almost like a quick blink of an eye, it goes down, and you see. Well, you know what? Why don't I hand it over to you guys? What bits of the outfit? We'll combine it together. So each of you will add like an item that Scarecrow can now wear. It's still Scarecrow. You can still tell from the face, but the outfit that I described has completely changed. So I'll hand it over to you guys. What item of clothing does Scarecrow now have?
Immediately. Oh, sorry, Ellie, go first.
Oh, it's going to be probably completely different to what
No,
you're
do
gonna
it.
say.
Do it. That's great.
I was going to say really like bright coloured like Bermuda shorts.
Beautiful. Mwah. Absolutely.
I pictured like a Harlequin style top half,
Yeah.
with the different coloured squares on it and long sleeves.
Amazing.
This is excellent because I'd thought of some headwear which was going to be a giant little Bo Peep bonnet.
Incredible.
What a concoction!
I mean, it's giving toddler in a fancy dress box.
Yep.
So
Yep. Absolutely. So again, the quick change happens, and there's a moment pause as obviously Scarecrow has not moved at all, and then Thurston's like does the indication like everyone blink really fast.
Oh, yes.
And as you do, you see there's a big smile, and it clearly like you see like almost like snapshot images of the Scarecrow jumping up in joy about like all the straw is all packed in nicely as well. So there's no bits like even like the Harlequin top, as you said, like, long sleeves and gloves. So again, looks less. I mean, still looks quite an odd sight, but definitely not at risk of being eaten necessarily. And it's like up for joy. Then starts to rush towards you again as you're blinking, and then suddenly you feel yourself like pulled up into a big group hug by this sort of Scarecrow. And again, you can feel that the sort of the heartbeat and the straw again a bit scratchy in places as it sort of peeks through a little bit, but you think that you've solved this particular folks problem.
Thurston, I think our Scarecrow friend looks really lovely, but I think there's one thing missing, because you don't need your scarf anymore. And I know he took the scarf and he shouldn't have had to have taken the scarf, and that was bad of him. But I think maybe he should have it. What do you think?
Thurston sort of looks down at the scarf that they got back, and you can see it's got beautiful it's red with white polka dots on it. And they sort of look back to all three of you, and they sort of nod, and they go up to the Scarecrow and make a little cravat just there, absolutely clashing with the bonnet, the Harlequin top, and the incredible Bermuda shorts. And sort of like does that with their hands, like slaps them and sort of nods, then looks at their watch and goes and they indicate that they must finish up and get ready for the council meeting and help them in that sense. But they shake your hands and sort of motion to Scarecrow to stay whilst they finish up a few bits and pieces, but indicates their sort of thanks to all three of you for coming to the performance, alleviating the fear of stage fright, and also possibly solving a bigger problem of the oncoming Scarecrow that always looms at the back.
Oh, yeah.
hooray!
Huzzah!
And as you step from the wagon itself, you can see that the pine needles and stuff have been lifted off. I think during your time, the Christmas tree itself has been sort of pulled out. You can see there's a little bit of devastation from when you left. Your sled is completely fine as well. You probably wouldn't have brought it in with you, but everything's tied up there. And as you sort of come out back into Lonebury Square and looking around, the snow starts to fall again. And it's the sound of carols being sung, as you can see people starting to make their way as the festival will begin shortly. And we'll leave it there for this particular session of Babes in the Wood. Thank you guys so much. The last thing we'll do on recording, we'll just go through some end of session questions. Answer the following questions for your kid and gain 1 XP for each answer. So, first question is, did you help someone when they were in need? I think the answer is yes. So everyone gets 1 XP. Did something you did make another person laugh out loud? I think yes for everyone. You all did an amazing job at that. So everyone gets an XP. Did you reveal a secret of your own or keep a secret of somebody else's?
So,
Don't think I did. No, I definitely want either of them.
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
No.
Did you come face to face with the Fiend or one of your agents? You did. Technically, the Scarecrow. Technically, the Scarecrow is one of the agents of the Fiend. So that is a yes.
Oh.
And then finally, did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Yes, extra XP for that. if you end the session with 0 wishes, you gain a wish for next time. I think that would only apply to Molly. But feel free, because what's our status in terms of how many XP have people got just now? Because you can spend it now if you'd like, or you can hang on to it till next time. I don't mind.
I've got 4.
4?
5.
I've got 5, but I can't spend any because I've got harm. So I'm gonna have to wait until next session to heal up and then be able to spend it.
There you go. Very honest, Augustus. And Choo Choo?
Yeah, I've got 5.
5 as well. So yes, so in terms of XP, just so people know, so you can spend it at any point. I appreciate you got quite a lot at the end of that session, but you can use 2 XP to reroll all dice, plus 3 to grab to buy 1 wish. You can have a maximum of 2. 4 is unlock a special move, and then 6 is plus 1 to a stat of your choice.
I'm going to save mine for probably for re-rolling.
That is fair. That is fair.
I think I'm going to unlock a special move.
Yeah, choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
Of course you are. What are you going to unlock?
Which will leave me with 1.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well. I'm going to unlock Sense Intention.
Ooh.
Which is interesting because it's not a rolling one, which is why I want it.
Yeah.
So when someone lies or attempts to manipulate you, you can see the true intent in their heart. Each time you use this move, choose the result and mark it. And then there's some interesting things because 1, you cannot speak in the same room as that person. You share the color of the liar's spirit with the rest of the kids. Interesting.
Ooh.
You can only tell lies for the rest of the conversation.
Oh my god.
You get a headache trying to make sense of it and gain 1 harm. Or you make an excuse for the lie, trust them instead, and you gain 1 wish. When all have been marked, you raise them all and mark an HP.
Yeah,
an
yes.
XP.
An XP. Yeah, absolutely. Fun. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for this. Hopefully, first off, one more session, hopefully, just to get everything. But thank you guys. I love these characters so much. Like Molly, Augustus, and Choo Choo. Like, what I want to see this show. So
yes.
Will Molly, Augustus, and Choo Choo be able to help out more folks in this strange hollow of Lonebury? Find out next time on What Am I Rolling? The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded, and edited by me, Fiona Howard. This episode's players were Ellie, Alex, Strat, and Matt. This episode's RPG was Babes in the Wood 2nd Edition, a tabletop role-playing game by Adam Vass of kids and critters lost in an endless wood on Halloween night. You can find out more information about Babes in the Wood 2nd Edition and grab your own copy on World Champ Game Co. website. That's www.worldchamp.io/store. The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon of twinmusicon.org, licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamirollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on social media. You can find us at WAIR_podcast on most social media platforms for the latest news on upcoming episodes. All the links are in this episode's show notes, including a link to our Discord. And remember, adventurers need not apply.